Well, here we are, everybody. Welcome back to this week's episode of the JR the Handler Show, the podcast, YouTube show that takes you behind the scenes in country music in my world, JR the Handler, of doing what I do out on the road in this crazy music business for the last 25 years. Some of the characters I've met, some of the people I've met, some of the people I'm running with now, and a look at what goes on and what kind of jobs there are and what expectations and how the whole thing works. Most people, you go to a show, you see 5 or 6 people on stage, a couple people running around, you think that's it. Well, there's probably another 20 back there doing something that you probably never even thought of. So this show uncovers a little of that. Today is a hometown show. I mean, this is one of the absolute first people I thought of when I thought about doing this podcast. He's my number one call on the road. If anything ever goes down, my wife needs to find me or whatever. She knows this guy can find me if need be. It's my brother. Y'all have seen him out on the road with the beard over the last decade. And by the beard, I mean the one and only Alabama legend, Mr. Jamie Johnson. He's a handler like no other. Without any further ado, my brother, Blake Harris, a.k.a. Wally. What's going on, Wally?
What's happening, brother? How are you today?
Man, I'm good. You mentioned it before I hit record button. It looked like we dressed each other, huh?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did.
We got the same background, the same outfit. Right. I just shaved. I had to go to the dermatologist, so I shaved recently, or my beard wouldn't be as beautiful as yours, but it'd be halfway.
It grows us, it grows back. This is where mine stays.
That's right.
Yeah. Jamie likes his a little longer. If mine gets in my mouth or my ear, I'm out.
Buddy, I've thought about that, and I know I've seen him mention it on shows and podcast stuff about learning from William Lee Golden a little bit on how to mangle something like that. Because once you get to that level, that's not just something you got. That's something you got to deal with constantly.
Yeah.
I mean, the hair is enough, which you had a bunch of hair, and he got a good one back there these days.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the beard on top of it. Yeah, that's an extra element of day-to-day life you got to account for.
Absolutely. We were on the golf course the other day, and he was in another cart. It was pretty windy in Texas, and he said, "Hey, man, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get my hair on you." And he was a cart away. It was windy.
Oh yeah, good. I bet y'all's bus shower is a workhorse son trying to keep that damn drain clean, buddy. That's like that joke I used to have at meme or something. It was something about the shower drain after 5 Southern rock guys having to shower, or Blackberry Smoke all having to shower in the green room at once, or one after another or something. That's a lot of hair going around there. A lot of hair.
Like a shade the cat.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, do you do anything special for yours? Do you do any beard oil, anything, or you El Natural?
No, I put a little something on it, but not a lot.
Same.
I brush it, just kind of try to keep the curvature of the earth round.
Yeah.
I don't want it all over. But.
Yeah, I'm the same. I do it if I need it. In mine, when it's short, it don't need it as bad. But when it gets a little longer, if I'm out on the road, the water on the bus or the hotel, wherever, not shower, whatever the situation, you got to use bar soap for shampoo sometimes. You just never know. Yeah. And if it gets out of control, I'll get a little of that oil and get it nice. But then you don't want to get it all over you, because by the time you sleep, you got oil all over your face. So that's a delicate.
Oh yeah,
dance.
Messing up a pillow and everything else.
Yeah, or for me, flying on the airplane and got my headphones or my neck pillow and having it on there because, pushing up on it, trying to sleep on the airplane. That ain't no fun. But anyway, that's enough about our old mess. Thank you.
Hair etiquette with JR and Wally.
That's it, baby. You never know what you're going to get on this show. Well, thank you for taking the time to do this. I know you got a busy schedule. Y'all been rocking and rolling all summer, all year long.
Man, we have.
I mean, you're just getting off from this past weekend, and then you're heading back out this weekend.
Yep. So we've been turning it up. We're hot on the road, so we're having fun. We named it the last honky tonk tour this year. Pretty pumped about that.
Yeah, I wanted to definitely get to that. Yeah. I wanted to get to that.
That's just
Right.
the first thing I think of every time I hear we're touring. I was like, man, I've been waiting on this one.
Yeah, well, you got the shirt on now. For anybody out there, the Wayne Mills Band, Wally and I both come from that background. Wayne was our, that's how I got in the business. He was a dear friend of Wally's, Jamie's, and now Jamie has. I guess the last time, I don't know if I can mention this, but we had teased that Jack Mills had something going on. But that's it. Jamie's putting out this new tour album, The Last Honky Tonk, which was a cut of one of Wayne's songs there later in his recording career, and now Jack's playing on it some when he's around. I think he's got some producing credit on it. Is helping with the whole deal. It's just a magical, magical thing for everybody from the Wayne Mills Band world, and it just warms my heart. It's amazing. It's awesome. I can't wait to see it. I'm so happy it's happening, and
Yeah.
and it just. This is what the album come. The album is not out yet, is it not?
No, no, it's not. But it's close.
Gotcha.
It won't be long. He just released a song that's gonna be on it. We did Tootsie's birthday bash Sunday, and Beard just released a song. I think Thursday. I think it was the
The Ronnie
13th.
Dunn song.
Yeah, yeah. Never gonna
Amazing.
be.
Oh, I
Isn't it
listened to it
cool?
on the way home from the airport yesterday. Absolutely.
Yeah,
I tried to
man.
listen to it on the bus this weekend because I had mentioned it to Justin that I saw they were teasing it, and I was like, because we're always like, damn, Ronnie's just cool as hell, man. He's just
Man,
cool as shit, man.
he is so cool.
I've seen him, over the years, and he just always is cool. And I thought, man, this is going to be good. And I tried to look it up, but then it said it was coming out on the 12th or the 13th. So
Yeah,
I finally got to listen to it Sunday on the air ride. Man, yeah, makes so much sense. And Ronnie
it
wrote the
is
song
cool.
about Jamie. How cool is that?
Yeah, absolutely. Like when they first met, and after he had just kind of came to town and started, making his rounds after he got his deal. You know, that first deal went bad with B&A. Went the dollar, and when he had the cowboy hat and all that. A little bit more clean cut. And I think he wrote that song. Ronnie wrote that song in between the dollar and when Jamie came out with Lonesome.
Gotcha.
So, and I think that's kind of where a bunch of that background came from, and so it's cool. It was really cool to hear them talk about it, and to they sang it live at Tootsie's birthday bash the other night. It was awesome.
Wow. I could only imagine. Yeah, and to have someone of a Ronnie Dunn stature, and then the next generation be Jamie and them come through, and then have a song about him, and then Jamie end up getting to where he's at in his career, and then them doing it together. It's just a full circle thing there.
Yeah, man, it's cool.
Well, kind of like we were mentioning the full circle with the Wayne song and the tour. Coming
Yeah,
back around to that, Jamie's always done those songs. The last tour Wayne was on before he was taken from us was out on tour with Jamie doing
yeah,
runs. So very cool that this is coming back around. So y'all kicked this off a couple of weeks ago. It hadn't been long. I know we talked because Jack was going out with you that first weekend. So y'all been doing that the first last
yeah,
month or two, and y'all will carry that on through the fall, correct?
yeah, yeah. We're gonna run it the rest of this year, and for sure. And I know that I've got a pretty good guess at what songs are going to be on the new album, but I guess you never really know till he says, "Here it is."
Yeah.
But he's got uh, a bunch recorded, so he's been you spending his off time wisely at the Cash Cabin. That's that's his new favorite place to record. So it's pretty awesome. Johnny's Johnny's cabin that he loved and brought on his property. So it's a cool place.
Now, who is taker of that now? Is John Carter Cash the caretaker of that?
Yes, yes. So
So he and
it
Jamie
is.
stay in touch, and Jamie gets to use
Oh
it when he
yeah,
needs it.
absolutely. And all of our a bunch of our social media pics, and boy, we've stepped up that game this year. Proud of what we're doing with that.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and, 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 but Joseph Cash is our he does a lot, helps a lot with whatever, like our pre-roll reels, everything on the screen, and he takes all the pictures, like the album, a bunch of the album art. I'm sure is
Oh yeah.
Joe. So that's it's pretty cool. He's out on the road with us, and once you get to know him, he's you can see he's just got the cashism
Yeah.
about him or
Right.
whatever. It's just, I mean, I'll just see him over there smoking a cigarette or something, and I'm like, shit, that looks like Johnny Cash. But man, he's cool. He's cool as he can be. Great dude. We got a
Yeah.
great crew.
And you mentioned stepping up the social media game. That's something that a lot of people don't think about. You know, the generation and the class or whatever you would say of artists that Jamie and Justin's right there. Not about Justin was the youngest guy in that kind of class of guys that all were kind of the
Yeah,
same era there. You know,
yeah,
Randy and Jamie and all that bunch and Lee and all, and a lot of them, and it's not by, it's just because of timing that we were all right there before this social media was so important that people
yeah.
knew how to do it from middle school on. That we don't think about it half the time. It's hard. It's a deal, and unless you're consciously thinking about trying to get some of that stuff done, you don't. We go through the same thing with Justin. I mean, we don't, he just does, he's doing things throughout his life, but he just doesn't think about pulling his phone out and taking pictures of himself doing it. To
Right.
whereas the next generation, it's just kind of the thing you do. I mean, there's things that both generations have and don't have, and but I feel you on that, because having somebody there to get it is really the only way, and even that sometimes depends on your routine and what you're willing to show and share. But as we all know, it matters because people love watching those little videos and little clips of stuff. I mean, I'm guilty too. That's all I watch is YouTube videos and stuff. But
Yeah, yeah. And I'm glad. I'm thankful for him, because I'm I'm watching with my eyes when I'm enjoying something.
I'm the same
Oh,
way. I try to
oh,
get a
really?
video or a picture here and there, but that's what I'm saying. We're from that generation before. We had
Yeah,
Cody come out. Cody was kind of one of the first ones that ever came full time on the road with us. He's now going to be he's getting ready to take over the reins as Justin's manager. He's moved up the business
yeah,
nicely. But he's from the generation before, so he knew how to work all this stuff and do
yeah,
this and do that, and always was thinking about, so I grab one every couple of shows when I think about it, and I don't know if I'm doing
yeah.
it right or not. So, and
Oh, and I get,
they'll ask me to film Justin doing these things, and I mean, we can do okay. It's just us with an iPhone, but it ain't great. I mean, it's the best we can do. We just
right.
don't know, but it helps to have some of that insight with people that know what they do, But
Yeah,
on the same note, they liable, somebody call them at 3 a.m. with some of the problems we've had to deal with at 3 a.m. They probably don't know what to
yeah.
do either.
Oh, yeah.
So they stick to
So
what you know, kind of thing.
that's right. The other week, we were on Marcus King's uh, family reunion thing.
Yeah,
Dude, oh, it was all.
epic.
What
I
a
bet
dude! He's badass.
he's the best. Oh yeah, Marcus
Yeah,
King's
he's
amazing.
such a sweet dude.
Oh yeah,
I mean, you know, every, and I mean, I'm not one to, you know, well, I kind of am. I kind of want to dress out when it's go time. I know you do too.
oh
I
yeah.
mean, I ain't never gonna look stupid.
Right? No,
I
no,
cut the
no,
grass. I cut the
no.
grass looking cool.
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
absolutely, absolutely. Yeah,
but Marcus is the perfect example of that dude. He's always looking like a Hank Williams Jr. song.
yeah.
Always.
Oh yeah.
I
Even
mean,
when he's down here doing
yeah.
stuff, even at the beach,
Yeah.
he's got the right Hawaiian shirt on, the right hat,
Oh,
the unbuttoned. He's got the right
always geared
outfit, the
up.
bling,
Dude,
whatever. Yeah, he's got the
just
right
looking
shades.
badass.
Oh yeah, looking awesome.
Yeah. Hell
Looking
yeah. It's
like
like
looking like a
Burt Reynolds.
Southern rock savior, basically.
That's right. 100%. So
You know.
I get home and I told my daughter that we were going to that. and she's like, I mean, I usually, give her the warm up of what we're playing, who we're playing with, and where I'm going before I leave, and I told her we were doing the Marcus King thing, and she's like, oh my God, I love his wife, right?
Right.
And his wife has a giant social media presence, Briley King,
Oh yeah.
anyway,
Yeah.
and man, there's some we got back, and I don't know. A couple of nights ago, Emma came up, my daughter, and she's like, Dad, you're in this TikTok video that's got 17 something million views, and she's all fired up about it. She's like, there you are. And it's that I don't know if you've heard her sing The Night the Lights Went Out in Georgia, but son, she brings it.
Oh yeah.
And I think she's about to release it. And I think Reba's going to do a piece of it, and I think Ella Langley's going to do a piece of it. It's going to be some really cool little collab.
I saw a tease of that and stuff. I don't know. She came out when Marcus was here last time. He was on it was on the Burt Kreischer tour.
Yeah.
And he did his set during the show, and she got out and did some with him. And then afterwards, he got up and did a late night set at the Floribama for like their after tour party. And he just played a bunch of covers, and she got up and did some. She's got like a clothing line apparently as well. I know my wife has one of her hats, and some of her friends have the hats and stuff.
Right. Our buddy Ben Jernigan was there, and he runs with them. And I was telling him how much my daughter's loving it. And he got me a couple of those hats, and
nice.
I brought them home, and Emma's on cloud nine.
Yeah.
She's like, I can't believe I got a hat. So, and they are pretty cool.
Oh yeah, real cool. Trucker hats, yeah, cool.
She's a talented gal.
Yeah, and like you said, and Marcus, I mean, he's just, his records are amazing. His live show's amazing. I mean, he's not many people doing that blues rock, southern rock stuff like he's doing, country vibes. But he's got a great thing going. I love his music, no doubt.
Yeah, they, Jamie and Marcus did a little Charlie Daniels collab, a long-haired country boy, and it was bad. It was awesome. So.
Well, talking about people who are awesome, and this one's awesome and ridiculous in his own level. Have you seen our boy Daly lately, Mr. John Daly, the legend? I saw him on Happy Gilmore 2 a few weeks ago, but that's the last time I've seen him.
Yeah. He's been busy, man. We played.
Think you reckon? That's all. I mean, he keeps it in the wind, buddy. He keeps it in the wind.
He does, and I mean, you better not give him too much of a window in the parking lot. He'll fire that bus up and drive it off.
Oh yeah,
he'll do it, dude. He will do
it. He's an anomaly, man. He's the only person. He's like the Keith Richards of his world. He's the only person that can do all the stuff he's done and just still rocking. Still rocking.
Awesome.
And he's there's nothing different than the guy you see. That's what I tell people. I'm like, dude, the guy you see on there is the guy when you talk to him, he's just as normal and nice and cool, but absolutely
100%.
doing all the stuff he's talking about. He's drinking those drinks he's hawking all day long, chain smoking Marlboro Reds, kicking everybody's ass in golf, hanging out, being cool, doing all the stuff everywhere he's supposed to be.
What he does.
Yeah, after show pizza every night, rock and roll, tell stories, play guitar. I mean, he's a rock star, athlete, media I mean, he's all of it, and a business owner too, because he's got his hands in all kinds of stuff, and just a sweetheart. And if I text him right now something, he'll respond, which is crazy.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah. So we played Arkansas, last week, and I'm like, hey, just giving you a heads up, man. Come on. He's like, I'm in Sioux Falls, or I think that's where he was. But he's like, I'll send some folks your way, or whatever. So I mean, I had some of his buddies from Arkansas come, which is awesome. They're great. But I'm due to hang out with him again. I got to take a week off every time I hang out with him. I'm getting older.
Oh,
those good boy drinks he got makes it easier
Yeah.
because he doesn't run it back as hard as he used to.
Yeah, that's a nice governor to have on your intake valve there,
Yeah, yeah.
because it wasn't that long ago we was running them double handlers like they's going out of style,
Ooh,
and
ooh,
that's what I said. By the time it got to be a fifth of tequila just for a case of heartburn, it's like, all right,
yeah,
you got to take a break, let this system
yeah.
reset.
That's right.
Um,
I gotta choose my days now.
yeah, yeah, and a lot of people probably have seen him do this before. Boy, he is notorious too. If he does come to the show, he wants to get up and play knock knock knocking on heaven's door.
Oh yeah,
He loves playing that one, buddy.
he absolutely does. Uh, he did the first golf tournament, our charity golf tournament. He came and played in Montgomery, and man, he was. That's back when he was still drinking whiskey, and man, I know, I'm not kidding. I know he had 2 or 3 bottles of Crown
Oh yeah. Oh
all
yeah.
day long,
Yeah.
getting slap after,
Yeah.
you know,
There is no
and
checkup valve. Whatever he
no
wants to do, he just does
all
it,
gas,
and
no brakes.
doesn't think down the road at all on that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
having a blast. And I mean, all of a sudden, I mean, wasn't on the schedule or whatever. And here comes JD up on the stage. Come on, I want to rip one. And I mean, he didn't bring a guitar or whatever. Next thing I know, Beard's shoving Maple out there. And I mean, you know, there was there was a point in my career where if he didn't have it around his neck, I had to have it with me.
Right.
Or I mean, there's only one guitar, and if something happens to it, that's it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so I mean, that's the piece that we got to have. And I mean, he's just 3 bottles of Crown deep, cigarette in his mouth. Just walks up there and just beats the fire out out of Maple, and
Oh.
it's thinking knock knock on his door. And I'm like, oh no. And I went up there and I got it. And I'm like, okay, we okay? And JD looks at me and says, hell yeah, it's okay. And Jamie looks at me and says, shit, he ain't doing nothing to it. I ain't. So
Right. Yeah. Good point.
he
Good
saddled it
point.
up. So,
And he doesn't need monitors or ears. He just gonna whack
no,
at it and
he
sing. He
gets
don't
up
give
there
a
and rips it.
yeah. He
I
don't give
learned
a
a
damn.
lot that night. I ain't worried about him. He,
No, he's good.
JD can get himself out of any situation he gets himself in.
He can, and he's just
He
and
is
everybody
fun to
loves him.
watch. Boy.
Yep.
I do
Yep.
too. I love it.
Yep. No, hey, fun story on that. I was going to save this for the book. And you were there. You remember this. And I mean, it's just, it's so ridiculous. This is an exclusive here because I never told this story for sure on there. But so we're at the Dean Dillon event last year.
Yeah.
You were there,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So we're at the Dean Dillon event, right? And JD's there. Oh, that's right. Yeah, we all hung out. Party's there. I'm there with Justin.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
all there. Yeah, big day. Met Zach Top.
Oh,
First
yeah.
time there that day.
He's got his
Bunch-
good boys stacked up right by the door. His
Oh yes,
ID.
yes.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
Daly's got a tent set up right as you're going into the artist interest backstage of the Van Braun Center in Birmingham or
Oh, yeah.
Huntsville, and he's there all day just doing interviews and smoking and drinking all day long. So fast forward to we're doing this group picture later on before I think it was before the show actually,
Right.
and obviously Dean Dillon is the person we're celebrating the music of Dean Dillon, but George Strait's there also
Yeah.
amongst
Oh, yeah.
amongst just I've got the picture somewhere. I may
Oh,
try to
yeah.
post some, probably not, but amongst just a who's who of country music and music in general. I mean, there's
Definitely.
just an all-star cast there. I mean, like I said, and so in the back left corner, like Justin's kind of in the middle, and then over to the left there's Cody Johnson, John Party, Zach Top's kind of over there. Brooks and Dunn's kind of in the middle where Justin is. Jamie's kind of to the right. But over there on that left side is where JD came in. And there's not many people in the room. It's a smaller room, and they've got 2 chairs up front for Dean and George, and then everybody else layered up behind them. And we're on the other side of the cameras and all that. It's all us handlers, and it's a tight
Yeah.
room. But a
That's
couple
right.
of us made sure to stay in there. It wasn't everybody, but it was some of us. So I was getting a few
Right.
pictures for the old catalog myself, and I noticed. So I don't notice during this time, but I'm taking pictures. So later on, I'm hanging out, and Party tells me about did y'all see John Daly puking? And I'm like, He goes, dude, right before we took that picture, he comes in and I look over and he's hurling in the trash can. And me and Cody are like looking like, you good, dude? He's like, and he grabs the that pipe and the black drape curtain and wipes his face off. He's asking them, is there any water anywhere? The water fountain doesn't have water in it over there. It's like a fake water fountain. It's got a water bottle under it, but it's empty. Anyway, I go back and look at my pictures, and you can totally see him over there doing all these actions. You can see him by the trash can, by the curtain, trying to take the picture again.
Awesome.
So
got a little play-by-play on that.
Play-by-play of Daly's before the show, had to go make sure to call Earl and get his gullet right before the picture time. But I tell you, he didn't miss the picture. He didn't make a scene. No one would have ever known it was in it. But he went over there. He drank enough of those good boy deals that he probably had 30 of them before the thing started.
Absolutely.
Because when it gets low, he does it like we used to do beer. He just finishes it off and gets a cold one again.
Oh, yeah.
And, there ain't no check it up. So, anyway, that happened. But he didn't miss the picture, and he didn't miss. So, then fast forward to, I don't know, this is an hour or two after the show. Me and Justin and y'all, we're all over on his bus, and he's still rocking and rolling like nothing happened. Puke and rally, baby. I mean, just soldier. Most anybody else would have been down for the count.
At his worst, he's still pretty damn good.
Yep. Absolute legend. Arkansas legend, too, at that.
100% legend.
Where'd y'all play in Arkansas? Jonesboro? Or the amphitheater up in Fayetteville?
No. It's a casino.
Hot Springs, yeah. Damn. Yeah, that's right down the road from Justin's house. That's 30 minutes down the road. I wish we
were out, baby.
Yeah, we were gone. We did a long way off run last week. We started the first show in Canada, Calgary. Played a big casino outside of Calgary.
Yeah.
Me and Justin met in Dallas, I think, and then we flew up together. Before we get there, I got a 3-hour layover. I'm waiting. Finally, he texts me. His plane's got mechanical problems. They delayed. He was going to be delayed just. So our flight's supposed to leave at 7 p.m. With his delay, he's supposed to land at 6:49, and he's a terminal over. There ain't no way because, they close the door 10 minutes before. They close the door 10 minutes before takeoff time. Anyway, I do my handler magic, get him to hold the door, wait, offer him the world, whatever. And about 10 after, he finally rolls up, and we make the flight. But also by this point, I'm looking at flights for tomorrow through every option. I got some quotes for planes, for jets, in case we want to go that night in the morning that route, in case we just tired of dealing with this commercial. Yeah. And hotels for tonight. Already got some Zoom interviews for the next day pushed around, and then all for naught. It actually, we made the flight. So that was good. We get up there. We get off. We go through immigration thing, where you got to declare your stuff and all that. We get through, and Justin's like, where's bag claim? I was like, we just passed. It was inside the deal. He's like, I forgot to grab my bag. Well, we're in Canada. We can't just go in and out. It's border security.
Oh, good Lord.
I was like, damn, I didn't know you had a bag. Note everybody out there, if you're going to change planes and go out of the country and you don't have to, don't check a bag. Just add, you're taking your percentage of your stuff showing up down. But anyway, it got there, so we had to wait about 2 hours for them to bring our bag out. Wow. But we went from there to Montana, Happy's Inn, Libby, Montana. Beautiful country out there. Beautiful country. A lot of ex-military people.
Montana's awesome.
Yeah.
It's as pretty as I've seen through a bus window.
Yep. From what I gathered, everybody up there is from. Most of them aren't from up there. They were all a lot of ex-servicemen and women that came because they tired of stuff wherever they used to live and said, "Hey, we'll come out here and live the good life," kind of deal. But like most places that are nice in our country, are expensive. It's super expensive out there now, And then we did Yakima, Washington, and then bus dropped us off Salt Lake City, and I flew home Sunday night. So we were about as far away from Hot Springs as we could be, unfortunately, to live that close.
Yeah. And I don't know. I got a few years on you. Whew. It takes me a good 24 hours, sometimes 48, just to get where I'm regular. Again, to get where I can cut some grass or help help clean out the garage or whatever we got going on. And so, but I ain't gonna miss one of the events with the kids. But man, it is this one whooped me pretty good. But we threw some golf in the middle of it, and that'll get you too.
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
but
Well, it's like you
I'm
said,
happy to do it though.
yeah, well, that adjustment thing, it's the same thing here. When I flew home and I'm trying to go to bed, well, I finally went to bed at 4 something here. I was in, I laid down at midnight, but that was only 2 o'clock. That was 2 something on the West Coast where I just left from, which that's what time I go to bed. I go to bed from 2. I try to get up about 8 or so, 8 or 9. And, so then the night before I went to bed at 2. So maybe tonight I'll go to bed
Yeah.
between midnight and 2. But it takes you a minute to get acclimated. And too, like I told Sharice, after I finally went and got some pho, and after a couple of good showers at home, got my water filled right, my lips feel better, my nose, all that. Just that I just ain't. Everybody bitches about the humidity down here, but I'm used to my humidity. I like my humidity. Keeps my lips nice and fluff, and my damn nose nice and not all crusted up and dry and bloody. As soon as I land out west, I'm like, yep, here it goes.
Here goes.
Well, I want to get to some of that travel stuff because you and I have talked over the years when you've been on the road, and man, I've talked to you and you're in an SUV driving Jamie and Warren Haynes and somebody to a gig in San Francisco, or you're down here in Florida trying to, this and that, or you're over here, you're in New York City trying to get Jamie from and this one and that one somewhere, or you're out in Texas with Willie and them. And there's just been some really cool ones that I've been blessed to, and you as well, that seem unattainable. You're like, well, how but you don't just get to that point first. You got to go somewhere else to start that whole journey. So I want to go back there. I want to go back to Wally growing up, getting into the music business, or getting into the scene of music, and then that whole journey there. And and we can go as little as long, because I've told people before it's one of my best friends, and I'm introducing everybody to the character. So Wally will definitely be back on this podcast in the future. So if we don't get to everything today, we will have another episode in the future. And also, everybody remember, send some questions or comments. You got anything for Wally, or something we missed, or something you want me to ask him next time or follow up on? At JR the Handler on Instagram and Twitter, all that good stuff. 424 Handlers, the phone number. You can leave a voicemail on there, or a text, or anything like that. Send them on. I hope y'all enjoy the rest of this episode, because we're just getting cranked up. But yeah, that's where I want to go. I want to grow up in North Alabama. You're from Arab, Alabama, same hometown as Wayne Mills. No?
Well, no, I wasn't born here, but I call it my hometown now. But I was born in Birmingham. And
a city slicker. You ain't country enough for country music now. Watch out now.
I wasn't there long.
No, I get, that's the new thing. Everybody watch out. Here comes Gavin and Zach and Charlie. It's all good, y'all. Morgan Wally, whoever, man, y'all got to be kidding me. But anyway, I was thinking about that earlier, talking about people. Now it's got to be, well, who's really country? Who's really country? I'm like, man, being country is like telling somebody what the American dream is. It's different for everybody. Everybody's American experience and dream is different, and everybody's country is different. Yeah, we grew up in Alabama. I didn't grow up on no ranch like dudes from Texas and Oklahoma did. I grew up in a trailer half the time, or a cabin at the lake, but I shelled peas with my grandmother, and if that ain't country, I'll kiss your ass. And that's the thing about it. Country is just going country mentality, rural America. If you grew up in rural America, you're country, pretty much.
Oh, absolutely.
And if you do country stuff, that your country, kind of deal. I don't think the whole ranching and all that has something to do with it, just because you're not from out west. So anyway, I'll give you a hard time about, and you could, and being from, but cool. Even being from, you can even be from a city and be country. I mean, if you're from Chicago, but you work down at the meat, the slaughtering house, or you do this, or you do that. I mean, or you're the guy who shows up after he gets off work driving the forklift, puts on his boots and his pearl snap and his hat, and goes down to his favorite watering hole and listens to Merle Haggard. You're probably pretty country.
That's pretty country. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. But I was 5 when we moved to North Alabama. So I've lived in Alabama my whole life, but I was born in Birmingham, and we had a house in Central Park, and I promise you, you won't want to drive through there today.
Yeah, right. Well,
Sorry if I've got a Central Park listener here, but
yeah,
put your put your put your bulletproof jacket on.
yeah,
It's
yeah. Coming.
so right there
I
by
was born in South Jackson, Mississippi. So I mean,
yeah
unfortunately, a lot of our southern towns and towns all over our
yeah
country are. When I've said this before, we travel all over the country. You can attest. You probably say as well as I can. You go to these towns and you talk to somebody, and there's two lives to all these towns. Before the whatever used to be there closed down, and
yeah.
what's happening since the
Oh,
mill, the
absolutely.
factory, the whatever used to keep that town going left, and whatever decade that was, 70s, 80s, 90s, whenever that left, that town started going downhill. That's just the facts there.
Yeah.
But anyway, so
Yeah.
Birmingham, and you're talking about, well, Birmingham up to to Gunnersville, Arab area, what, 2.5 hours
Yeah. Oh
northwest
yeah.
or
Yeah.
northeast, excuse me.
So I and my dad was a outside salesman for O'Neill Steel, which is a family owned steel business in Birmingham, and that's where home quarters is. But anyway, it's a large company, and so he worked for them, my whole life. So and retired from them. So, but he was outside sales and traveled all over Alabama. So we moved to Huntsville, and I lived in Huntsville all up through high school. But I had a buddy in Arab, and we'd come play this golf course here, Twin Lakes, and we always I was always back and forth to Arab some. But later on, my folks moved here, and I just really liked it. So it's kind of where I wanted to end up, and uh, and it's where Wayne was from, and I'd come here with him some. And I was like, I like this little old town, and then mom and dad came here, so I was like, this is where I'm going to hang my hat. So I love it.
Yeah.
It takes a lot to get me going.
Well, you're right down for what you do, especially in the
Yeah,
lifestyle you live. I mean, you're not far from Nashville. You're right a couple hours down the road from Nashville.
just far
Um,
enough.
just far enough, right? And most things,
Yeah.
our friend, all us from Alabama, you got to go up 65, so you just jump
Oh
right
yeah.
over there on 65, easy shot.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
and you're real close to Huntsville, which Huntsville is one of the better cities in the South. I mean, great town, got everything you need. And Gunnersville and Arab, all those little towns up there have the normal stuff you'd have anywhere, Walmart's, all the normal stuff. But it's still nice country living for your wife and kids out there when you
Oh,
gone on the
absolutely.
road and stuff. It's not as crazy as a big town, and still
Absolutely.
everybody's neighborly, and you got the normal American things to do, ball on
That's
Friday
right.
nights and all that good stuff.
Good
But
stuff.
if you need to go do something, you got stuff
Yeah.
there, Huntsville,
I
you
can
got
get.
things to do,
Yeah.
airport, Birmingham, whatever. But
Yep.
um, so
I
when
can
you
make
move,
it to bus call in 2 hours and 10 minutes.
right, and
Yeah. Can
and
beat
and
that.
if you're doing something south, you just like beat me right there off the exit. That's the
That's right.
best when you
That's
get
right.
dropped off and get picked up, buddy.
Absolutely.
It don't happen
I love
much, but when the bus picks you up at home, or
that.
or makes a special trip to or something to pick you up, boy,
Absolutely.
you might as well roll out the red carpet, boy. You think you're getting out of a damn
Yeah. Going with my
Queen
Elvis
Queen of
jacket on.
England's
That's right.
damn carriage or something, yeah.
That's right. That's
uh,
right.
so y'all
So
move up to North. Your folks move up to North Alabama. Where'd you go to high school?
Grissom, Grissom High School in Huntsville. All the a bunch of schools in Huntsville are named after astronauts.
Ah,
That that. So I went to Virgil I. Grissom, and he was I think he was killed in I don't know. I may fail the test. I don't know. Maybe Apollo 8 or something. I don't know.
gotcha. So
But anyway,
Grissom, I
like
remember Grissom growing up. You always had good football and wrestling. Y'all had good wrestling.
we
I
had a
remember.
great wrestling program.
My brother used
Uh,
to tussle with some boys from up in Grissom. I
yeah,
remember in state tournaments and
absolutely.
stuff.
Yeah, in football we got our brakes beat off.
Yeah,
Yeah, I went to we still uh, Arab played them the other day and beat them. I was like, golly.
come on, guys.
I
Oh,
was
well,
like, I officially changed my alma mater. So,
right. You're an Arabian
I'm
now.
I'm an Arabian Night now.
That's right. Well,
Which Arab?
Yeah.
This is funny. Arab was supposed to be a rad. The whole town was supposed to be named Arad after Arad Thompson. He was a, I mean, man, he was a big deal around here.
Right.
So,
And
but
and
I
it
guess
had
we get our
they
B's and our
messed
D's
up in
mixed up,
the
yeah, and didn't pay to change it.
on the paperwork. They messed up the paperwork. Just said, "Oh, we'll just stay there." Oh,
That's
that's hilarious.
That's some Alabama shit right there for you.
100%, definitely. I would just roll with it. It's fine. We don't
Yeah,
want to pay to fix it. It's all right. They
that's
charge
right.
extra. No, we'll just keep it.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Arad don't
hilarious.
care.
No.
Yeah.
Well,
So
so when you're in high school, are you playing ball? Are you getting into music? What's going on in
yeah,
high
I
school?
played. I played baseball and football, and I wish I'd have never played down in football because then I could have. I love baseball, man. I can still hit one. I wish I would have just stuck with that. So,
I think about that some too, as football days. I mean, it was just because your buddies were on there and you wanted to help your friends and be a part of the team.
oh
But
yeah,
I look back and, man, it's too dangerous, to be honest with you. I know it's, and
it is.
I mean, if you tough, I mean, I ain't necessarily weak, but I mean, and I did it, but that's just that, man. It's just rough on you, man. I mean, I still got, see stars and stuff. Sometimes you close your eyes, and I remember that's from a football hit or whatever, and
Oh
you
yeah,
just your fingers crickling and your neck hurt, and it's like, well, that was from football. I know it was.
yeah. If you had any kind of size on you, the coaches were like, "Hey, you need to play football,
You
boy."
got to play. Yeah, if you can, I always said that if you can walk in a straight line down the hallway and were of any hell, back then you didn't have to be. You could walk straight in a straight line, and we needed you.
Yeah, for sure.
And if you didn't, some of the big
But
guys who didn't
yeah,
want to got shamed, and then and it's like, well, I don't want to go through that, but that's just the way it was. Different world back
yeah,
then, but
it was a different world.
yeah. But
Yeah.
so y'all, you're probably like us. You didn't have we didn't have a ton of the stuff they have now. We just had the basic sports: basketball, baseball, football, track, weightlifting. We didn't get wrestling till I was like a junior or senior.
The Grissom was a pretty good sized school. I think I graduated with 460 kids.
Oh yeah, there you go.
I mean, we were 6A back then,
Oh,
so
100% then. Yeah, that's a
it was
big
a
school. Yeah, I graduated 4A, and I
big old school.
graduated about 80 something people. Yeah.
So Arab is 5A now, and you know, I mean, it's a good size. I mean, they're 200 200 something a class,
Right.
but and but it's it's not near like it was. It's a whole lot less populated when like Wayne was here.
Right.
When Wayne played football for Arab, and I mean that's why I love Arab because the same schools. I mean that was something that both of my kids were nervous. When we moved here, I moved here in 2016, um, and both of my kids were nervous, and I was like, "It's all good. You'll love it here." I was like, "This is where Uncle Wayne went to school." I was like, "If he made it through, baby, I'm sure you can."
Yeah, you got a fighting chance for sure.
Yeah, yeah, you do. So anyway, they both love it, and I mean, this is where they want to be. So it's cool.
I
It's
love
great.
it.
I love being here. And so after high school, I wanted to go to. My dad went to Jacksonville State, so that's just kind of where I wanted to go. And so I get up there and start meeting some friends and joined a fraternity, and that was a lot of fun. Didn't do very good for my grades, but that was a lot of fun. So,
I feel like I'm
but
looking in the mirror hear the
oh yeah,
North Alabama version of my story, basically.
absolutely. So I went in the fall of '91, and in the fall of '93, I met a fellow that came into my fraternity, Jamie Johnson, and um, we just kind of automatically kind of became buddies, and sitting around, he was on scholarship for French horn.
Wow.
That's right.
I didn't know that
Uh,
part of the deal. I knew he
yeah.
played in different bands, but I didn't know he was on horn
We were
scholarship.
buddies, and I'm like, yeah, I mean, I'm not one hang out. I don't know. I didn't have a whole lot of band friends,
Yeah, right.
but I mean, he was cool.
Yeah,
I'm like, I like this old guy. You know, and we'd cut up and we'd, drink beer, and I mean, just a good fraternity brother hang.
yeah.
And anyway, so I bet I knew him 6 months, and and had no idea that he played the guitar or anything like this. We're sitting at the fraternity house and just hanging out one day, and I mean, you know, I think we both decided to not go home that weekend or whatever. So I mean, we got a cooler full and hanging out, and let's see where this goes. And I mean, he grabs, opens the front of his truck and grabs the guitar out, and I mean, just we sit down, and I'm like, oh hell. And I'm like, I don't know what the hell you're doing with that French horn in your hand,
Right.
but I know what I'm doing with you.
Yes, sir.
I mean, it was awesome. And I'm like, holy shit, he's country as hell. And, I mean, it was awesome. I mean, I was like, man, and I wouldn't get off of him. I'm like, dude, let's, play guitar out. Let's, I want to hear
And
some
at
music.
this point, is he playing at any of the local bars or anything?
And no, 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 he's just picking, and I mean, he learned on Alabama, like his, his, I think the first song he ever learned to finger pick was My Home's in Alabama. So,
Right.
but, he just, his uncle taught him how his dad had a big factor as well, but his uncle Bobby is the one who kind of really put it in him,
Right.
and so a bunch of high cost of living is kind of Uncle Bobby's story. Uh,
Gotcha.
Uncle Bobby went to California to chase his dreams or what, and play and do all that stuff and never came back. So
Right.
So I think that was a big motivation point for Jamie, and it's just to see that guy with that fire in him doing what he did, and just me remember what it was like on the back of the tailgate, going, "Holy shit, this guy's great."
Yeah.
Uh, you
This
know,
ain't your normal guy just picking
oh
and singing
no,
right here. This
no,
is special.
yeah, yeah, that's sure what it sounded like to me. I know I didn't know him very long, and I said, "Hey, I'm gonna walk with you out that tunnel. You're stuck with me, Hoss."
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we're
Stuck with me.
buddy system from here on
Yeah,
out.
yeah,
So
that's exactly it.
how did that go from that to him starting to play out? How did that process go? Y'all being in school, and did y'all? I mean,
Well,
you only had a
so
couple
he
more years
joined.
left then, huh?
Yeah, yeah. We see. I guess I should have wrote the timeline down so I could. I don't want
It's all right. We ain't in no
to.
rush. And if
Anyway,
we screw it up, we can
yeah,
cut it up. Whatever.
yeah. So, but after I didn't finish school and I needed to go start, you know, making money, and he went from there. So he went from he was in school a little while, and then called me and wanted to live with me for a little while, and I got him a job at O'Neill Steel. Yeah, my best finger picking, singing guitar buddy.
Let's go let him play
Let's
with some tools and
yeah,
sharp objects.
yeah,
Yeah,
sharp objects. See if we can get him a thumb cut off like me.
yeah.
So anyway, different story, different time. We can get into that if you want to. Anyway, but yeah, O'Neill Steel took my thumb. But I'm glad he left when he
One
did.
and a half. One. You give this podcast one and
Yeah,
a half thumbs up.
1.5 thumbs up. That's right. On a scale of 10, 9.5.
Damn.
So
All these years I never noticed that. You never told me
Really?
that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he was gone by then, but yeah, I worked there a long time. Um, but
And if that ain't country, I'll kiss your
yeah,
ass.
100%, 100%. So the truck that he still has, his pride and joy, is 1986 D100, and man, it is perfect. Uh, he got when we were living together, he had to uh, take a paycheck from O'Neill down there, and it was $500 down, and uh, at some car lot in Bessemer. Um, and so he brought the $500 and brought it back, and it I don't know, something happened, and he got behind, and we were making enough money, and didn't, and then he quit, and went somewhere. I think he moved to Rockford or something. I can't remember, toward Auburn or something, and with another buddy, and he got like 3 months behind and saved off all the money and went back to Bessemer to pay it all up, and then a month. So he was going to catch it all up and give him another month what he owed. And it was called Magic City Auto Brokers. I remember because it's still, when we restored it, we made a new sticker and put it on the back. Um, Magic City Auto Brokers. He went back 3 months later with money to pay, catch him up, and it had closed shop, and there wasn't no note on the door. The whole dealership, it was just you know, a little, used car dealership, but
Right,
it was
right.
gone, totally gone. So he didn't know what to do. So I mean, we tried to figure out who he could call to pay or whatever, all this, that, and other. Couldn't find nothing. Never, never did find anything. He got that truck for $500.
Wow.
Anyway, for the longest time, we didn't have the title. They had the title. So for a long time, that truck sat in Wayne Mills' driveway in Tennessee. Not running for like 10 or 12 years. A
Yes.
tree growing in the back of it.
I remember
And
that.
yeah, that's the truck.
Wow. I didn't even
And
think I just now put two and two together on that.
so anyway, we applied for a lost title and told them the story, and they sent it to him.
Wow.
$100.
That's incredible. So when y'all part ways, you get out of school, go to the workforce. Jamie ends up done with school, goes in the workforce, but then he moves down.
Marine Corps.
He leaves school to go to the Marine Corps.
Yep.
And then when he comes back, you get him a job at O'Neill?
No. He had a job at O'Neill before.
Gotcha.
So that's when he had, yeah.
So he did that, and then Rockford, and then he went to the Marine Corps.
Yep.
So he didn't go into the Marine Corps till he was 20, 21, 22?
He was born in 75, so I think he went. I don't know if he got out or got
That would be
in
90.
97.
So 95 would be 20.
Yeah,
So he either went in or out in 97.
yeah. So, but he was reserved, so he got his 8 years, and he got a discharge, honorary discharge.
Right.
So I'm not exactly sure of the dates.
But he would have been in his he wouldn't have been 18 right out of high school, joined up. So he was doing reserve stuff and then went.
No, but I think he went pretty quick because he didn't. I think he went in like 95 or something.
Okay.
He went in pretty quick.
Okay.
I'm not exactly sure of the timeline, but he went in pretty quick, and he was still in the reserves. And I think he would go back and forth because his reserve unit was out of Montgomery.
That's right. So that's when he was going back and forth, meeting up with Kurt Brewer down there, starting to play some at Pure Country,
Pure Country, and all that,
and off the wagon, and some of those before that.
Yeah. But he was living in Montgomery up until, The day he moved to Nashville was the day everything was supposed to. All the computers were supposed to die. All that.
Y2K, yeah.
Y2K day. He
Yep.
loaded that Dodge with an expired tag on it.
New Year's Day,
And
2000.
2000, he drove to Nashville, Tennessee, and was going to find him a place to live and find him a job and chase it. That's what he decided he was going to do. That's when he met Dave Brainerd, all them boys, and that's when he made that "They Call Me Country" album.
And see that's going to be my first. That's going to be my first introduction to Jamie, because I vaguely remember the name around Montgomery there about '98
Yeah,
to 2000 when I was still
yeah,
at Troy, going to Montgomery and partying
yeah,
some.
yeah. He
But
was
then,
playing. He
yep,
was playing with old Scott. He
Welch,
built all our cases. Scott Welch.
yep,
Yeah,
yep. And I knew Kurt. I had met Kurt then, which we didn't put to. I just kind of, I was so young and
yeah,
partying and hammered. So I mean, I kind of vaguely remember this stuff. We weren't all like friends at this point. I was just a college kid and knew some of these
right.
local entertainer type people. But then in '02, end of '02, I think it was beginning or end of '02. That part's still fuzzy too. I meet Wayne Mills, and it wasn't long after I meet Wayne Mills, I know we have a box of Jamie Johnson, They Call Me Country CDs in the truck. And every time we go play somewhere, he's giving it to our club owner buddies, and we're trying to get Jamie to open for us.
Yeah,
And I remember that was early, right? Not long after I met Wayne, after like the first month or so, I remember that. And then I didn't meet Jamie for another probably sometime that first year, the end of the knowing Wayne. Well, but all that's run so crazy back then. It seemed like
oh yeah,
a lifetime squished down into the 4 years I
yeah,
was actually Wayne's road manager.
yeah.
But so anyway, that's about the first time I meet Jamie, but the album, the Call Me Country, I remember Rain making ripples in a catfish pond. I remember that album, and we had the
Yeah.
CD. I mean, yeah,
Hard times.
Hard Times, good. I believe I'll have
Yeah.
me a beer because it ain't sold in
Yes,
heaven.
sir.
You got to get them down here. Oh yeah, all that great, and it was it was not it was awesome. It sounded like it didn't sound like a Nashville album, obviously not with all the big crazy stuff on that
Yeah.
production stuff, but it sounded like the good records we were listening to, like a Wayne record
Oh,
or Jason
absolutely.
Boland or the good albums,
Yeah.
Corey Smith or Corey Morrow or
Yeah.
all that those type era of albums and stuff, and but we didn't cross paths a whole lot because we were both just working trying to make it, and I wasn't in Nashville full time for a while.
Right.
And then by the time I really got to know Jamie was the time of Alabama Line. When we were doing Alabama Line, we were going to Nashville
Yeah.
every Monday and doing a show. And Wayne was
Yeah.
living up there, and I was starting to be up there all the time. I was living with Gulliver over near the fairgrounds. This would have been
Yeah.
on into 03, 04. I was going up there with Wayne some, but I didn't, by that time, Alabama, I think Kurt Brewer knows these. That's who we should have had on here to help with that timeline is Kurt Brewer because he knows better than us,
Oh, he does.
which is going to be
Yeah.
cool if this documentary he's working on, and we'll tease that a little bit.
Oh,
There,
yeah.
at some point, there's going to be a Wayne Mills documentary, and it's going to be great. I know.
Yeah, I know. I
But
know
so,
you and I are going to be on that too.
oh yeah.
So,
I told Kurt
it'll be
as soon as
fun.
I want to just make sure I have proper time to get properly mixture right and
Yeah.
all that, and really, like I said, get the story straight. But so along this time, so Jamie comes back from the Army stuff. He moves to Nashville, Marines. I'm sorry, from the Marine Corps
Yeah.
to Nashville. Y2K day. You're still living at this point. Where are you?
I'm still in Birmingham.
You're in Birmingham.
So, well,
Okay.
I mean, I went to Jacksonville State, and then my folks lived in Birmingham. So by then, so I from Jacksonville State, I went to Birmingham and went to work at O'Neill Steel. So
Right.
yeah,
So
so
Jamie goes up to Nashville. Are y'all still staying in touch?
oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So
So
I
are
mean,
you
I,
are
I
you
would
going
come
up
up
there
there and
some?
hang and party with him, and that's you know, back when he was drinking, and we would I used to tell everybody we'd peel out every time we left somewhere.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, just wide ass open, boy.
Oh yeah. I
And,
remember.
and I mean, he was writing songs, and I mean, they were starting to get good, and I mean, I don't know. I guess he knew where it was going, and I guess I did too.
Now,
So,
where along in
it
there
was
did you
easy to
meet?
be cocky.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, and you knew. I mean, nobody else was. There wasn't a whole lot of real going on up there about that
Right,
point too.
right.
It had gotten kind of shiny shirt, spiky hair. That was a different era of country itself. So where along there did you meet Wayne? Did you already know Wayne by this point?
So I met Wayne. I want to say I met Wayne in like 90, I don't know, 96, 7, something like that. And we didn't figure it all out that we were all buddies until like, which is crazy. But I mean, it's true. I mean, as hard as Wayne ran, I mean, he wasn't home, but he didn't come home and wash clothes. He threw them away and bought more. I
Yep.
mean, he ran so hard that he wouldn't stop at home enough. So, but so when we finally linked it up, that Jamie and I were best buds, and then I became great friends with Wayne, but I never pieced it together that Wayne may know Jamie. Anyway, when we finally figured it out, I think we was in Tuscaloosa, and phew, boy, we ran up a tab that night.
Yes,
But
sir.
yeah, it was fun. I think Jamie did Harry's with Wayne, and boy, we got just toe slap out the frame. I mean,
People
out,
nowadays
out
couldn't even
the frame.
understand that. That's back when the show started at midnight, and the bar didn't close at
Yeah,
all. It
no,
just it was a different
no.
world, different world.
Oh yeah, it was. It was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, that was my
Um,
first. That was my first ever. I met Wayne and Troy, and the first show I went to was at Harry's Bar on a Tuesday night.
yeah, yeah. So, and then we did. We always had fun and ran together ever since, every chance we got. So, but I was always looking for an excuse to get to Nashville to hang out with Jamie because I knew where it was going,
Right.
and I just knew it was gonna amount to something. He was writing, and I mean, like I said, boy, my timeline's horrible, but I mean, he had,
Well, that's why we're telling these things, and we'll tell it again, and we got to
yeah,
remember it. If we never told it, it's going to be really hard to remember
oh
all this
yeah,
when we're 60 something. So it's
but
good that we're
you
getting
know,
them on now. You know.
yeah, absolutely. So we'll, I want to say that they call me country album. He made 2,000 copies of it, and he sold them out of his truck for a long time. Uh, but I think him and Brainerd did that in 2002, I think, and then he started. You know, then he became like when he did that with Brainerd, he became the sought after demo singer.
Right.
I mean, he, he, kind of got his deal and got steam behind him because of the demos.
Yeah.
I mean, he sang every freaking demo in town.
Yep.
I mean,
And
like,
that's been a thing historically that can get you a deal. There's been other before him, and then since him, obviously,
yeah,
like a Chris Stapleton's one of those.
yeah.
Once enough people hear these demos that they're passing around trying to get artists to cut, they're like, "Who is that singing on the demo?"
Like,
That's special.
what was the junior song where Big and Rich and Gretchen and all them were cameos? That's how they do it in Dixie.
Yeah,
So what
do it
about
in Dixie.
Jamie did the demo for that.
Right.
And that's where he met Gretchen. And and Jamie said she was
Because she was doing demos as well.
yeah. Jamie said she came in there and dropped in that run on that. Is it? I think it's that song. Anyway, and there's on the also on Redneck Side of Me, uh, the female background on Redneck Side of Me that's on Jamie's first album is Gretchen,
Ah.
and Jamie Jamie said that girl came in there 14 months pregnant and dropped the line down. at 14 months pregnant. But anyway, so she said she sang her ass off, and she can, boy. Oh, me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So that's so that would have been so the Brainer album comes out. Jamie's
Yeah.
singing all these demos. You're still in Birmingham.
Oh, yeah.
Um, then I remember about the time at this point we were doing Alabama Line at a bar that was actually a comedy club, right there off of Second Avenue, I guess, or Fourth Avenue, right across from Demo's. It was a little
Yeah.
bar rest. It was like a comedy club bar type place. That's where we were doing Alabama Line at the time. And I remember us all being in there. And Jamie comes in and says, "I just signed the biggest deal in RCA history." And we were like, "Really?" And I remember because that night, oh gosh, I can't believe I can't think of his name right this second. Doug Stone is in there. Somebody invited Doug Stone to show up, and this is before
Okay.
Nashville's as crazy it is now when everything
Oh,
wasn't
yeah.
packed
And
all the time.
everybody wanted to be invited to Alabama Line.
Yeah. So, and
I
we were
mean,
trying to, we were trying to keep the thing going, but and so he got up and did it, and Jamie just walked up there in the middle of Stone's song and just started singing it, and took him apart in the song. And I remember Stone looking like they didn't know him yet, but Jamie, it was undeniable. And then right after that, I remember we had a big party at Third and Lindsley, and
oh, yeah.
it was birthday, and then Jamie was him and Wade and that whole bunch was about to go on tour, and he made the comment. He said, "Can you believe they're gonna give us a tour bus and send us across the country?" I said, "No, I don't. I can't believe that." But because by this point we had run together a good bit, and that's about, and then that took off, and then Jamie and them left to go on that tour. We still were doing what we were doing back home, and then I really didn't see and talk to Jamie. I was with Wayne a couple more years, and then Wayne and I parted ways, and I went with Party, and then by that point, was Jamie basically.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so when
Lonesome
you,
hit in '08. Huh? Go ahead.
oh, I was going to say, what year was that?
So that you're talking about when they, the dollar
It had to be oh
uh,
five, oh six.
of 0506. Yeah.
Had to be
So
because Wayne and I
when I
busted up fall of '06, I
yeah,
believe, and it was
yeah,
well before that.
yeah. And so I mean, he was touring on that, and 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 then I don't know, he toured a good year. So they did that honky tonk bed and breakfast tour, which is I mean that was a good 9 months before his dollar even dropped, before the dollar dropped.
Right.
So I mean they did that for a long run, before, and he'd show up at radio stations, and I mean yeah,
Doing
I
radio
mean
tour stuff. Oh yeah.
oh yeah, radio tour, and I mean that's back when Jack Daniels was flowing, and he'd sing 4 hours a night and all that stuff, boy, and 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 then it all, that one I guess came crashing down.
Well,
I
so
mean, I
were you on the road with him here
no, no,
during this
no,
time?
no,
No.
I was not. He asked me when he first got his record deal. He asked me to go with him, and I told him I couldn't, because I mean Brandy and I had just got married, and I said, man, if I go out with him, we'll never make it, you know. And I
Probably
was
a good
like,
call. Probably a good
oh
call.
yeah. I was like, Brandy's the one thing I got that that keeps me straight. Uh, so I said, no, I can't right now. But I said that don't mean that I don't want to, you know. And I said I'm still, I always like I'm coming, dude. I'm always gonna be there. I'd said, and I told him, and I told him, and I told him, you know, that I was gonna do all this with him, and then I get married, and then right as I get married, he signs his record deal. I got married in '05. He signs the record deal right after I get married. You know, so anyway, that didn't work out, and then when he dropped Lonesome, he asked me, if I'd come work with him, and we had just had Emma, so I'm still scared as crap. I'm like, I'm a new dad. Uh, uh, I I don't think this will work either. You know, but at least we were honest about it, and
Yeah.
I was
Oh
just
yeah.
like, man, look, I want to, but I got too much to lose right now, and I wasn't making any money. But God Almighty, I just felt like if I went on the road, I'd lose everything.
Yep.
I just wasn't. I'm still so immature, and I didn't know anything. And then in 13, after so it was Arliss. Arliss is the original tour manager, and then Daryl. Daryl was his Marine brother, and he ran with him for years. And then he had to go home. Just he had more kids than I did. He had three boys, and he had three kids, and one of them was special needs. So it was just really taking a toll on
Oh
his
yeah.
marriage and family life. So he went home, and I just remember Jamie called me one day. He said, "Daryl, I have to go home. You ready?" And I was miserable at the time, being a operations manager at a plumbing warehouse. And, and I came home and I told Brandy, I said, "I'm tired of this." And I said, "He ain't gonna ask again." She looked at me right. I mean, she's like, "Look," and Ella was just born. So I had two girls, and she said, "I'm tired of you being miserable. Go do it." So, so I told Jamie, I was like, "Hey, you know, I think I need to, you know, take a week's vacation before I quit my job, and make sure that we can still do this thing." And he's like, "Absolutely, come on." So we went to New York City. I'll never forget. Um, we went to New York City and was doing like a week, like I don't know, 7, 8 day run. It was pretty long. And George Jones passed away.
Mm.
And I'm like, God Almighty, you know. And I mean, that was hard on him. And he had to come home and do that memorial. And anyway, by the time we got done with all that done and hashing all that, I was like, look, man, you know, I want to be able to help you. And I came home and Brandy could see it all over me. She's like, "Oh," so it's worked out great ever since. I get to run the road with my best friend. So.
No doubt, and no doubt. And here's some damn good music along the way.
Oh
So,
yeah,
that was 2013. You officially take over the reins, and
yeah,
then obviously between then and Wayne getting killed at the the
oh
last
yeah,
No Show concert, y'all had done a bunch of shows together and on the road with Jamie. Jamie's obviously headlining these
yeah,
tours now, and Wayne's out
yeah,
opening
yeah,
some of the shows. So you're having to mangle
yeah,
not just the beard,
yeah,
but W and the beard.
yeah. The weekend I jumped on and was like, he had, Jamie had me, and then I was getting the check. He said, "Hey, you're officially the keeper of Wayne Mills." And I was like, "What?" He's like, "Look, man, I love him, and we love each other, all of us. But by then, Jamie had quit Jack Daniels,
Yeah.
and Wayne had not, and and he's like, "Man, look, you know, you know how to handle it." He's like, I just can't have him calling me at 2 o'clock in the morning,
You're right.
upset because he's not on next weekend. He said, "If Wayne Mills wants to open my shows, you make sure he opens my show." Got it, boss. We're good. So
Yeah.
I mean, it was just simple math, and I don't know, it was great. It was great. I got to work with. I mean, I called Wayne. I said, "Wayne, look, here it is, dog. You just got to let me know the ones you want to play." And I
Right.
said, "It's that easy." So I was connecting the dots with the with the venues, and just saying, "Hey, look, Wayne Mills is our opener. He's coming with us." So I mean, he'd get up there and burn it down, just him.
Yep.
You know, nobody better.
Yep, the
So
man. Yeah, so
yeah,
I'm trying to think along that time frame where we met. I don't know, because I wasn't with Wayne and I would still hang out some,
um,
but not much during that time.
yeah. I
But
truly think we met at along, with a blur, but I truly think we met when Jamie was opening for Wayne at Sammy T's, and I brought Jamie a whole bottle of Jack Daniels, and it was gone by the time he went on.
yep, yep.
I'm like, oh my god,
If it was between '02 and '06, it's a 100%
yeah,
chance I was
yeah,
there.
yeah. So yeah, I think we met then, and then I think
I'm sure we did back there in that little green
we did.
room, right to
Oh
stage
yeah,
right in the little
yeah.
curtain area. I'm sure we
Oh,
did.
we had no choice. So yeah,
Yeah,
uh,
it's fuzzy like you said, boy. That was a different
yeah.
time back then, buddy. We was
Oh yeah.
running hard, running
Oh,
hard.
hard.
It's hard to even
So
explain, but yeah. So and then so we yeah around that time, so we knew, and this is before social media and everybody texting each other all the time. We was lucky if you had a
oh yeah.
cell phone back then
Oh yeah.
still, and and then obviously the tragic event that went down not far from where
Yeah.
we all hung out in Nashville at a would be acquaintance. Just a terrible situation all the way around, and Wayne ended up
Oh, it was.
losing his life during the
Yeah.
deal.
And
And
I
then
was with him. I was with him till midnight.
yeah,
I really was. I mean, he's with us.
yeah,
I mean, he had called me and said, "Hey, you going to the George thing? Absolutely. Come on." I had him a pass, and he Ubered over or cabbed or whatever it was at that point because he parked at the studio,
yeah,
and we had to go to Jackson, Mississippi. So uh, that's the only reason why he wasn't with us. So, and he wanted to see Jack. He wanted to see Jack before he had a gig in Montgomery, I think, the next day.
yep.
So I wish he'd have loaded up and went with us.
I know.
But
I wish I'd have
change
been
things
there.
up. Yeah, yeah, and it's just I don't know. It's some of that nasty stuff.
Yeah,
Some of that
it's
stuff that
just a
shouldn't
bad
happen.
deal all the way around. Yeah, and at that time, Wayne and I had reconnected over the last couple years during that time, and stayed in touch. Me and my buddy Sparky went and saw him in Knoxville. We was over there for a Bama game about that time, and then I'd already been working for John Party by that point, so he was he and John knew each other. Actually, the first time John Party ever came to town, he and his dad and a friend of ours were all from Sacramento. Shout out Mark, my brother Mark. They were all at the Blue Bar when we were doing happened to be there the night they were doing Alabama Line, and Mark tells Wayne, "Hey, this kid from California's here. He's pretty good. You mind if he gets up and does one?" And of course, Wayne was always like, "Hell yeah, that means paid vacation, baby. Let somebody else do one."
I get a drink and a smoke.
Yes,
Yeah.
I go get a drink and a smoke and pee and talk and socialize. Wade just wanted to socialize anyway. He wanted to play a little
Yeah,
music
he
in
did.
between socializing.
That's right.
But so Wayne let John get up and let him borrow Wayne's guitar. So the first song John ever sang in town was on Wayne's guitar at a
Oh,
thing with
wow.
Wayne facilitating it. So then when Wayne and I talked about it, he's like, "You with John? Yeah, he's cool, blah blah blah." So we were staying in touch some by then, but I wasn't. I was actually on the road with another brother of ours, Mr. Randy Hauser. I had just started working for Justin full time, and we were in somewhere way up North Dakota. I think it actually was like North Dakota, and we were on tour with Randy, and I got the news that that morning that it all went down earlier that morning. I had an early call from like Kurt and stuff, and it was just wild, man. Then we flew back, and because we had to be somewhere the next day. It was actually they were filming something for a Charlie Daniels special at the Ryman, and so we flew back to Arkansas, and we're going to drive back to Nashville the next day. And that night there was a TV show, like a bar rescue thing of the place with the guy that was involved in all this that killed Wayne, and the place where it went down. And the television station got word, obviously, because it was a big tragic event all over the national news, so they shut down the 9 o'clock running of the show. They were just not going to show the show. Well, I guess their production team forgot to not disconnect the rerun that went on at
Yep.
midnight. So I'm laying in Justin's guest room, and then that comes on, and I have to watch that show, and I knew the guy and all that was just wild, man, and just
Yeah.
hoped there was some chance he could make it, but he didn't. But that forced us all to really get close. I think that was something that really brought all of us back home, no matter what we were all off doing in our own worlds.
That's right.
It brought the home team back together, and put it. It was a huge loss. It's still a huge loss. It's immeasurable, really, because he was the glue that, and he was the
Really was.
he was the connector, man. He was the fly trap that took all us crazies in and kept us around,
Absolutely.
and it was all based off music and love and just redneck hippie stuff, and it was just a loss we'll never get over. Obviously, while we're still talking about it, and we're going to forever. And but it brought us all back, reeled us all back in, and we've all done a whole lot better job of keeping the home team together. And now you and I are fortunate enough to have a part in Jack's life, Wayne's son, Jack, who is a sophomore at the University of Alabama, playing guitar for Miles Morgan, great little outfit from Birmingham.
Yep.
And
Got some
Jack,
steam behind him.
yep, he got some real good things going on. Y'all check out Miles Morgan music. He's got some really cool stuff. They're playing some shows out. I know they're out opening for Miranda some, doing some festival stuff this fall. A lot of good things going over there. Stay tuned. But Jack's also playing some with Jamie.
Yeah.
He's done. He's played with Brent Cobb at the Ryman, doing a song, "The King of Alabama," which Brent Cobb and Adam Hood wrote about Wayne, and it was on the Americana Album of the Year, Brent's album several years back. And this fact is known, but it can't be. The gratitude and just awesomeness of this is immeasurable. That Adam and Brent gave Jack a songwriting cut on that song, so he got a publishing cut on that song, which was very cool of those brothers to do that.
That is cool.
That's so cool. And but like I said, lucky for us, it brought us all together, and we're all there for Jack. Not just you and I, but there is an army of us that are on Team Carol and Jack's side.
Yeah, absolutely. It's awesome to see. I'd follow him and not get to see him enough, but now that he's graduated high school and he's at Alabama and he's got his own, little steam behind him and playing, and I get to see him a whole lot more. And man, he's a natural.
Absolutely.
He's great at it. I don't know. I love to watch it and love to see where it goes. He's awesome with Jamie. He's he'll hold back until he's like, okay, I think I can probably go. It's working out good.
Oh yeah, that's what I told him. Keep grinding, keep
big old band.
Keep playing. Because that's he's a good player. He's a good looking kid, nice guy. Just really put together well. Got all the good attributes from his mom and dad and whole family on both sides. And he's supposed
Wayne
to be.
Mills.
Wayne
Mills part due.
Yeah. I used to say that all the time when I first met Wayne and Hal Bruni and some of these guys, and I said, man, these guys are crazy. But they all started once they all started talking about having kids, I thought, hey, there's my idea. These guys won't listen to me because they're all nuts. And I was the youngest in the bunch. I thought, well, when all their kids grow up, I'll start a band called the Sons and Daughters of Music or something, and I'll just manage the kids, because by that point I'll be their uncle and they'll have to listen to me better than their parents listen to me. Right. So I always thought that would be the deal, and I hope it comes true. I hope it really. And part of the circle not being broken there is little Birdie told me that Jamie's dad is going to be working with Jack on getting his vocals better, because Jack's never done a lot of singing. He's done a lot of playing and he's doing some writing, but Jamie's dad is apparently a good vocal coach and is supposed to get that going here soon.
Yep. That and my main man Bart Walker, who plays with us and Hank Jr.
Yep.
He's working with Jack too. And I'm
Yeah,
telling you
shout
the
out
truth.
Bart Walker. If any of you guys, I know my little nephew Murphy, my buddy Hal and Laura's son, my buddy Murph, went to his camp. Bart Walker has a fantasy guitar camp in
Dude,
Nashville that any age, but you learn from some of the greats. I know Roger from our band, he goes and gives classes during this, just different guitar players and specialty things, lessons. It's a really cool thing. Check that out, Bart Walker's Guitar Camp in Nashville, if you've got a young and upcoming player that wants to take it to the next level.
great idea. And man, I who better learn from Bart?
Yep,
Yeah, I mean Bart and his boys are pros,
pro
as
level.
pro as pro can get. I mean, yeah, I love having him around. Everybody said, because I took a little pause. I took a little pause from the road from I guess about February 22 to I took a little over a year. So and then I think I got back about June of '03. So I took a little pause, and in between then, Bart had joined up, and I just remember Melanie Cannon saying, "Boy, I can't wait for Bart, for you and Wally to link up. Y'all are gonna be like brothers." and, and we've had a blast ever since. I'm telling you, he's good. He's a good dude. He had a good time always, and man, he can read Jamie, and boy, that's a gift if you can read the beard. So
Absolutely. Well, it's half for the hang, half for the chops, and then the vibe.
yeah,
The vibe together. Like you mentioned, Melanie Cannon,
yeah,
daughter of legend Buddy Cannon, and Melanie
yeah,
herself and her sister Marla's a fantastic writer.
yeah,
Melanie writes and sings, and just a whole pile of
yeah.
talent coming out of that Cannon
Oh yeah,
household over there. And then,
yeah,
I mean, Jamie's got the big band, all just phenomenal players in every spot, legends in some spots. Got Tuscaloosa Brass playing horns on it. Uh,
yeah,
I mean, just all around fantastic band, and they where I'm going with that is, and they found space to cut in a little space for Jack to come participate in that stuff,
yeah.
which is awesome, and getting to go do and play on the last Honky Tonk tour named after his father's record, and he's getting to actually play on the tour. I mean, it's just an amazing thing all the way around.
It's been awesome. He's done 5 or 6 shows with us. He got to do Jamie's birthday show on the Opry. He got to play the Opry the first time. He's still the 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 stage guys at the Opry didn't do a little something just right with his amp. He's not real happy about it, but nonetheless, he got to play the Opry. Next time will still be better. But
Yeah, he's green. He's young as he should be. That's what I told him. Just keep playing, buddy. I know last time we talked, I got to get him some new pearl snaps, and he's starting to look at different jewelry. And I said, "It'll come, buddy. You don't get
oh
it
yeah,
all in the first week. It'll
oh
come."
yeah, yeah. It goes with age, don't it? That's right. So, but
Uh,
man, it's yeah, I couldn't. It's a absolute blessing to have him out with us. I feel like you know my I don't know. He's part of mine, whether he claims it or not.
yep,
I ain't cutting him loose.
yep.
Uh, yeah, I'm gonna always look after that young man. He's a heck of a kid. So
Absolutely, absolutely,
way
and
less trouble than his daddy was.
oh yeah, oh yeah. We hope we keep it that way. I have to remind everybody too. Wayne was a good kid before he got when he was just playing ball and stuff. That
That's right.
guitar,
That's
late
right.
nights, kind of
That's right.
turned on him. Got
Yeah,
him
yeah, it
amped up.
will. It'll
But
turn on.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
So,
But
but
but so during that, and like I said, that's some of the stories we're going to go into more, and I'm sure when the documentary and as we tell stories, those stories there about Wayne and the whole thing there will never not be told. But as far as back to career stuff with you and Jamie and what you've done, so on the road with Jamie during those years after, from 13 on, when you were full time on the road with Jamie, you're talking
yeah,
about during this era was a big thing for Jamie. I mean, he had Grammy acclaimed albums. He took a hiatus from putting out albums. He did collabs with some of the biggest stars in the world, and a ton of up and comers that he would lend his talents to try to help them get their
oh,
foot in the door. I can just think of so many over the years, all just good stuff. I just need more room for all of it. But you're going from, playing like you say, we're at Sammy T's in Huntsville. Next thing you know, you're driving a carload of people to go to some Grammy after show. You've got, you've got Warren Haynes and Allison Krauss and this one and that one, and y'all trying to get over here to do some event. And
man.
And you're in Hollywood Nights, and you're like, how did I get from Arab, Alabama, all the way across to over here?
No doubt, man. No doubt. Yeah, I love that I get to do it. So, we were in Washington D.C. just late. The plane landed late. I mean, it's on that Last Waltz thing, which, man, that Last Waltz tour was so awesome. And I think Allison was with us. We were in Washington D.C. and man, I was giving it was either a Hyundai or a Kia or something, man. I was giving it all it had going through DC. I was running like between the 85 and 90. And I mean, we was late and I got pulled over and I was like, here we go. I'm screwed. So I already had my license out and everything. And I hand it to the cop and Allison Krauss hits the on the back window and she goes, "Sir, I'm sorry. It's my fault. We're running late. Is there any way we could get, get a warning on this one? My name's Allison Kraft." Dude, that cop gave me my ID back and he said, "Let me provide you with an escort. Stay on my ass, son." And we took off, dude. We were at whatever presidential center in like 6 minutes. It was what's up.
A country boy will survive. A country boy can survive, baby.
I'm like the ultimate mic drop. Boy, Allison Krauss can get it done.
Get it done, buddy.
Yeah.
Wow.
What a wonderful. She's one of my favorite humans. She's so funny. Holy cow. I mean, she's like queen of the one-liners. She'll put you on the ground funny. I mean, she's hilarious, man.
I've heard, I've heard she can get a little salty with the language too. That's surprising because you know her from all these gentle, big airy, just beautiful songs and mountain music and that. They say, like you said, they say she's good with the one-liners and she'll salt it up a little bit. And, whoa, didn't see that one coming.
Yeah. Right. She'll say, she'll some of that thinking. I mean, she's not. I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying she won't, drop a little cuss word here and there, but she'll like put it on you to where it doesn't have cuss words,
right?
And you still feel like a fool.
Exactly.
You can twist it up right. So, man, she's a hoot. I love her to death.
We'll talk, and I want to go through a couple people there real quick, and then I want to go through my questions that I ask every guest because I know we've been on here a long time, and I know you got a ton of stuff to get back to. But during those runs, I mean, and I've met a lot of these people once and in passing, but you got to spend a lot more time with them. I mean, with Willie. Yeah. I mean, y'all around Willie all the time.
Yeah. Willie is everything that you want a hero to be. I mean, absolute, just wonderful person. I've got to hang out in Luck with them at World Music headquarters. I mean, we did a bunch of 4th of July picnics, and man, I mean, one of the coolest. Brandy's got it somewhere. Brandy went over there and sat in Jamie's lap and was on the poker table with Willie, Christopherson, Jamie, and one of Willie's buddies. I'm like, that's epic.
Love it.
But Willie is just awesome. Just
What's it like when you're around a Willie and Chris Christopherson and they're talking to each other? What's that like?
Oh, they make you feel so at home and so just normal. I mean, it's just like me and you talking, man.
Right.
It's great. I mean, he's just that kind of individual, that
And
kind
that's
of
how a lot.
class,
And
man.
that's how a lot of that, I hope the younger generation takes note, because that's the same, and that got passed down to the guys under them. Because I think about like hanging out with like some of my, but like a Tracy Lawrence and some of those guys that are the
Yeah.
generation between us and those guys, and they're the same way. I mean, they're just as
Oh,
cool
absolutely.
as the other side of the pillow. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm not saying that there hadn't been a couple of them that I wish I wouldn't have met.
Right,
You know.
right. There's always a hand. There's always one or two,
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
usually, for the most
So,
part, and I've say that
for
all
the
the
most
time.
part, it's cool.
Most everybody's cool, and there are the few, and I don't ever want to give them any love. I'll just normally not talk about them if I don't think they're,
Yeah, yeah. I ain't gonna call nobody's name out, but
yeah.
boy,
But some are definitely, well, and the one I will is Hank, Junior, which it doesn't matter because he's Hank and he's an icon, and I'm gonna love it. He's the
oh,
number
I
one.
love it.
He's the goat of all time. But he's not hanging out trying to have a small talk with me. You know what I mean? It's not happening.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know.
It's not, and but I mean, he had never been nothing but awesome to me.
Yeah.
But
Well, he never done it and never been any nothing bad. But there's some that he just ain't hanging out and ain't talking that much. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
then some are just like you said, just talking to somebody. I remember having lunch one time at the Ryman, and Ricky Skaggs. It's just me and Ricky Skaggs eating lunch, past the salt, chit chatting about whatever. And I'm like, it's Ricky friggin' Skaggs, man. But
yeah, dude.
some of those guys.
Yeah, heck yeah. I know. And there's. I would have loved to. I know. I would have loved to have been able to meet them all and seen them all because I'm so blessed to get to. I mean, like you said, Warren Haynes. I mean, we just. I mean, there's a couple of nights where it's me and Jamie and Warren Haynes and Don Was flying around. He's played. I mean, dude, he's done Rolling Stones albums. I mean,
Right. Don
he's
Was is probably bigger than anybody we've mentioned yet.
legend,
Really. I mean, yeah.
absolutely legend.
Yeah, if
You
any of y'all
know,
ever watch it, if any
we
of y'all ever watching some big event, any huge rock event or country thing, and there's a guy
yeah
playing bass with a hat on
yeah
and and glasses and a beard and a bunch of scarves and stuff, that's Don
yeah.
Was. He's one of the most famous
Don Wall.
producers, band leaders, players of all time. I mean, and
Yeah, I mean he's played with everybody from Rolling Stones to Poison to
I mean, you
to,
name it. Yeah, he led. I mean,
to
these things that you and I go
Eagles.
to, the George
Yeah.
Jones event or the
Oh
Kenny
yeah.
Rogers event. I mean, he's leading the band on those, and he's the
Band
guy,
leader.
band leader. And then if it's a rock thing, you usually got Kenny Arnov back there on drums, or you just
Yeah.
got your certain ones. I remember Jamie was on one of those, and he was in the band, like backing everybody on one of those. I think it was the Kenny Rogers one, and Justin said, "Man, you doing this too now?" Jamie's like, "Yeah, it's pretty good pay if you can get the job."
Yeah.
Justin always says, "I don't ever know half time if Jamie remembers my name or not, but he gonna make sure to ask about my kids every time. You kids doing okay? How's your
Yeah.
kids back home? Everybody doing all right?" And then, hey, and I tell you a funny one. Talking about this at the Dean Dillon event. The last one we're at, Justin was supposed to go up, and he's doing a third of a song with Riley Green and Zach Top. Justin's doing a third. He's the last
Yeah.
verse. So Riley starts it, then Zach comes in second verse, and Justin walks out of the center to do the third verse. And Justin said, he he knows the song, but having to do the one verse in it was a little nerve wracking. Trying to get ready to do it. And he's back there getting ready to kind of in the behind the drum riser, getting ready to walk on, trying to remember where his part to walk out is because it's kind of loosey goosey. And he said, "Here comes Jamie." Just walks right up to him, smoking and just talking to him. And he's like, "I got to go like right now, Jamie. It's something." He's like, he just appeared. I didn't see him walk up or nothing. It's just like, and I'm on stage kind of, so it's not like, and he's boom. Then there's just Jamie. "Hey, Justin, what's going on?" He's like, "Yeah, it's my part right here." That was
Man.
that was good stuff. But yeah, so Don was the band leader on that whole deal, and Jamie
Yeah,
was
you are.
playing in that deal. And but yeah, and we're just fortunate to do this. And the reason you get to do it is because you're a facilitator, you're a handler. You didn't really have any formal training to do this. You just see there's something needed to be done and figure it out.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm fortunate that I can know how to handle people in a situation. I don't want to be treated no different than anybody else. I mean,
Right.
I told Ronnie, I thought, hey, I met his gal, and I was like, y'all ready? Y'all want to go to James Bus? That's right. Stay right here with me. Just roll right up there. I mean, he's good as he can be.
Yep.
So hey, it's just, it's not, you know, when you approach somebody with wanting to take care of them and want to make sure their best interest is handled, you know, uh, that's all they want,
Yep.
and they
And then
love
all
you
this,
for it.
yeah, and all the stuff about having the job part of being a tour manager, you just figure it out.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, I'm fortunate. I don't have to really do that much anymore. With that, I
Yep.
just, handle the people, really.
Yep.
Handle
Yep.
the people, and I occasionally, have to, you know, book some, book some air, or book a room, or help somebody find somewhere to get. But
Right.
I don't. I got somebody to update the master tour and stuff now. Thank God.
Yeah. Y'all, you
So
got Arliss back out on the road, you guys, right?
Arliss is back, yeah, and we got Hannah at the house. Hannah's Jamie's, in town handler, and
Yep.
Hannah, back when me and Hannah was wishing on a Southern Star,
Yep.
that Hannah.
Right. Yeah, she is.
So
I know Hannah
Hannah Williams,
Williams.
look,
Yes. Yeah.
you
She
don't get
she
no
she
better.
takes care of JJ. She takes care of the Beard's business, buddy, for sure.
Yeah, buddy. I'm telling you, if there's a world without Hannah in it, I don't want no part of it. She's awesome.
I love
She
it.
uh she makes our wheels spin.
I love it. And
So
then
yeah.
then being able to have your kids around it, your wife, everybody be involved and everybody be cool. That's what it's all about.
Oh, 100%. 100%. And they love to go, and they don't. I mean, while they're in school, they don't get to go as much as they did. Probably the coolest thing ever was Willie was playing in Huntsville, and I was off, and and my daughter wanted to go, and so we all loaded up. And I took my dad, and it was like November or something, and Willie's coming in, and I mean he took time to just world class, bro. I mean, he's the best. And he just took time to meet my kids and my parents and all that. And my kid looks at me and she's like, it's like meeting country music Santa Claus. And I mean, I could not wait to tell him that, because to me, that is the ultimate compliment. I mean, it
Absolutely.
really is. He's such a sweetheart. I love me some Willie Nelson.
Absolutely.
Uh,
Yeah. And see, that was funny. You met him then. I met him so early on with Wayne. We had opened a show for him at a fair somewhere in Georgia, I
yeah,
think, or something. And barely, I mean, this was 2002 or three, so in that, and
yeah,
then didn't do any shows, because I was with Wayne those years, and then Southern Hauler, and then Party. It was up until 2011 or 12, before 11 or so, before we were doing
yeah,
shows with, on a Nashville level again, because with Wayne,
yeah,
we'd dabble with it. We'd go open for somebody here and there, but we were doing our Southeastern, our Texas red dirt stuff. We were playing all the bars and honky tonks still. That's why when I hear
yeah,
people on the way up talk about, yeah, we used to play all the bars and honky tonks, and they talk about, Coyote Joe's and the Blind Horse and some of these bars, and I'm like, that was the best bar in town. That ain't the honky tonk. You know what I mean? I mean, they're
yeah.
yeah. I'm talking about
Oh, yeah,
Club. I'm talking about Club 28 in Greensboro, Alabama. You know what I
yeah,
mean? I'm talking about the War Bama down on the Alabama
yeah.
Mississippi line.
When I met Wayne, we hung out first time and drank and partied together at Champs in
Yeah,
Auburn.
Champs. Yep,
I mean, it was a dive. I
yep.
mean,
Champs. You had Champs, the Strutting Duck,
yeah,
Bubba's. They were all right there on Wire Road. Oh yeah, the
yeah.
real honky tonks out there on Wire
That was a
Road.
honky tonk then. They
Yep, and then
ain't many of them left.
no, and then the big gig, we would still play full band. We'd play the War Eagle Supper Club, which is no more, and that was a big gig. And I
I
can
love
remember,
that place.
oh, it was
I'm as
amazing.
I'm as crimson tide as you can get.
Yep,
But
that
if
was
you
as
don't
good.
like the supper club, I don't like you.
Exactly, that was as good a bar as
It's a
we
great
had on our
place.
circuit. And John Brandt, Big E, everybody there was awesome. I learned a lot about the business from bars like that were big,
Yeah.
good bars that ran. And I can remember this too. I can remember us on a good weekend doing good numbers in there, and us making $7,000 or $8,000. That's a lot of money for a bar band back in the
Yeah,
day.
man. Yeah, Wayne made some money running the roads back then, man.
We just couldn't. The problem was we
Oh,
just couldn't get any of it back home. The problem was
yeah,
we
hard,
we didn't
hard
have a
not to
business.
see.
We didn't have a very good business structure. We basically just broke it all up equally amongst all the band as much as we could, and we'd
Yeah,
leave a little out for this and that. But then we'd all go from that bar. We'd stay there while we were loading up and drink, and probably tipped everybody. Tip the doorman, tip the bartenders, everybody got tipped well if Wayne Mills was playing.
yeah, man.
And then we'd leave that bar and go to another after-hour party where our other buddies were playing, and that bar was going to stay open. So we'd go there, and then we'd end up next place, and then next thing you know, we get back, and I can remember Wayne digging in his pockets trying to figure out how much money did you give me this weekend? I'd be like, I don't know, $1,400. He'd be like, well, I got two. I'd be like, dang. So then we'd call Donna, and we'd go book a couple shows at the Floribama and make some acoustic money, and then have some money to take home. That's usually how that worked.
Yeah.
But he was always good. Like I said, he took care of everybody. He took care of his people. He took care of the places. He was about the business. It was a treat. But man, yeah, we used to run it hard. Well, I will get to my questions, and like I said, we're going to come back and tell all this stuff again. But that was interesting to know, because I never fully understood the timeline. I knew you and Jamie had been buddies since college, and there's this and that. I never really understood the timeline of that. So that makes a lot of sense.
I would be remiss not to mention that I have that because of him. One intoxicated evening, I came up with a crazy idea about a song.
Yes, tell this.
Oh yeah. And my wife made me look. I wasn't even gonna say it, and I wasn't gonna tell him. So, when the dollar came out, that's back when you bought CDs at Walmart and all that stuff. So it came out August the 5th, 2006, I think. And I remember that because it was my grandmother's birthday. So I bought the album. That was his first, major label album that he had for sale. And I went and got it. And it was when you still had the flaps that you had to flip through, and
Yep.
all that. So, and when I got it, I recognized it was right between Jennings and Jones. And I was like, that's pretty cool. So, and I came home and I told Brandy, I was like, man, I was like, Jamie's good. I was like, he's in between Jennings and Jones. and she's like, that's cool. She said that. And I was like, that's just so cool to me.
Yeah.
It can't get no better.
That's perfect.
It's nestled in between. That's like your country music, baby being born or something.
Absolutely.
I was like, he's in between Jennings and Jones.
And not just because of the name, but because he's kind of in between. It just the whole thing is just it's heaven sent. Yeah.
So so I told that her, and like a week or two later, he's doing radio tour, and he calls me. He's like, hey, come out and eat with me. We're gonna have drinks and dinner and all that. I remember that morning he had some radio deal with Dollar Bill and somebody at the Cracker Barrel. So we all go down there and hang out, and then we decided to meet back up for dinner and stuff. And we're sitting there having drinks, and Brandy's like, "Are you gonna tell him?" And I'm like, "No, don't. Just hush, And so finally, I guess we get enough drinks in me, and I'm like, "Look, man, when I got your CD the other day, you're between Jennings and Jones, and I don't, I don't think you could be no better." I was like, "That's pretty awesome to me." I said, "I don't know, maybe we can write a song like that or something." And and he's not one to jump up and down.
Right.
He's just not. That's not him. So he kind of gives me the. If you get a head twist and he heard you.
You ain't gonna get a whole lot of smiling and joking around. No, that ain't him.
So and then I was like, we get home later that night, and I'm like, Brandy, I told you shouldn't have made me tell him that shit. he didn't say nothing. He didn't. And then, and then like a week later, he calls me. He's like, "Hey, I got this idea. Let's write this song." So, and he had most of it wrote already, and him and Buddy Cannon, they wanted it autobiographical, and talk about how we came up, and where his sound was and all that, and and anyway, we worked through the words, and then he loved it, and it wasn't on the original Lonesome song. And then he called me again one day and he said, "Hey, I'm not putting this on there until you sign a publishing deal and a songwriting deal, because you deserve, you deserve to have this just like I do." So I signed the publishing deal, a songwriting deal, and all, because of between Jennison Jones, and he wouldn't have it no other way. So that's the kind of guy he is. He's a he looks out. He looks out.
Absolutely. That's one of the best stories ever, and I've told it a million times. I'm glad you told it on here, because a lot wouldn't. A lot would have just squirreled that memory back and years later reused it for something. And I got to ask, that poses a question. Since then, have you written any other songs since now you're a world-class album cut songwriter?
I wrote a few. I have. He kind of gave me a little confidence to do some stuff. I wrote, Chris Hennessy and I wrote a song called Gospel Songs that's really, really means a lot to me. It happened. We wrote it the day after the Vegas shooting.
Oh.
Just something that fell out of my mouth.
Which is weird, not to change subjects, get on a conspiracy thing, which is weird. You don't really hear much about that, and after it all went down, you really hear about the guy anymore that happened. You know what I mean? They do that with everything. We have so many tragedies. They're one after another, and they really never even explain to you what went down with the last one for the next
one. There's a lot
that
went down with that one. And we had a horrible one this last week. And
this past week, we got kids getting shot at school. We got people getting stabbed on the bus. We got a person getting killed on live television. I mean, you got to be kidding me. It's just unreal.
Saying what you have a right to say. So.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, and then turn on the local. Yeah, 100%.
Scares me for my kids.
100%. Well, like Lucas Nelson said, turn off the news. You about have to, because if you don't want to be scared to death, because hell, if you watch your local news, every town around you, somebody getting killed or stabbed or something. I mean, it's just nonstop.
I love it. Here lately, Jamie's been closing with "Lead Me Home," and right before he sings it, he's been saying, "This is for our friend Charlie."
Yeah. It's a wild world. It's changed a lot.
Look,
since we
you ain't gotta like what I say, but I got the right to say it, and you do too. And
absolutely,
that's crazy that our world has got, disagreeing is been happening a long time. That's the civil.
Well, that's my thing. Everybody just acts. That's all. We all want the same thing. Everybody acts civil to each other and treat people. I mean, it goes back to the basic thing: treat people how you want to be treated. And
absolutely,
the golden rule. 10 Commandments ain't a bad idea either.
100%. You got that's a big rule in our world, isn't it?
Yeah.
If I don't, if we don't, what if we didn't treat our folks, or the folks that are around, the fellow that we work for, with great, great care, then I mean, it's unreal. I don't know. I try to share as much of the positive light as I can.
Yep. I know. Same here, brother. It gets tough, and it's just a lot of darkness these days. But we got to trust in the Word.
That's right. 100%.
Keep the main thing the main thing.
Yep. Pick up a Bible instead of video game.
Yep, absolutely. Or even, I mean, and if you don't even want to go that far, just get you one of these Charlie Daniels books, like I read, the Everyday Wisdom.
I'll tell you what, Charlie Daniels. Hey, and Willie Nelson has got, I think it's called the Tao of Willie.
The Tao of Willie,
man, yeah. It's all his sayings, and boy, I tell you what, if that can't put no positive on you.
Absolutely. Yeah, like Matthew McConaughey's Green Light he had out a couple years ago, same kind of deal. I mean, just good.
Sitting right over there, man. What a great dude! What a great book.
I love it. I love it. I got. I'm gonna run down my questions here, and that way we can move along. And like I said, we're gonna do this again. But man, I appreciate you doing this, brother. It's been a long
Oh,
time coming.
absolutely. I've enjoyed every minute.
We'll go to. Is this the first podcast you've ever done?
Yeah.
Oh, got a newbie. I love it. What's do you
Yeah.
listen to? Do you listen to any other podcasts?
Uh, I mean, not a bunch. I got a buddy that does a hunting one that I'll listen to some. A couple. I like This Life Ain't for Everybody. My buddy Chad Belton does that.
Belding, yeah, mutual friend
Yeah,
Chad
yeah,
Belding, absolutely.
yeah. You know, he's got some of our buddies on there. I watch some of that. I watch you. Um, I don't know. I'm been running so hard lately. I ain't watched much podcasts or nothing. So.
It's me. The people. That's what I said. I ain't listening to no new. Everybody's, what's new music to listen to? I was like, I ain't had time to listen to nothing. I ain't listening to no. I'm months behind on any of my
Yeah. Last
podcasts.
thing new I listened to was Jason Boland.
Yeah, and the only thing I get to watch is going to be on Netflix because I download it. And then when I'm on an airplane and I can't do no work or do nothing, nobody can reach me.
Yeah.
I'll watch me some shows on there. It's about
Yeah.
or on YouTube watching videos,
Yeah.
trying to look at different stuff. If you had to say who are was anybody that helped mentor you along, that helped you along the road to figure out what you need to get done, mentor type, or just a good road buddy that helped you along the way when you were figuring this whole thing
Lord,
out?
I'm staring at him. Um, uh, Shoot, me and you swap phone numbers back and forth about anybody that Like I remember Jamie got sick, or either Justin got sick, and we had our rock doc, who I miss very much.
Absolutely.
Man, he was wonderful. He'd come see us and get anybody back. That and man, honestly, um, the couple of guys that were before me, with Jamie,
Right. Like
Arliss.
Daryl and Arliss, some of
Yeah,
those guys.
Arliss and Daryl Meadows taught me so much. Arliss is a machine. Ah, he's running his own festivals now.
Oh, I know.
He's,
Him and Gallagher. Him and Gallagher working
yeah,
together on a
man.
bunch of stuff. Yeah.
Arliss is top notch. He taught me so much about sometimes you just gotta. I mean, Arliss taught me how to say no.
Right.
I mean, instead of, you can't just make everybody happy.
Oh yeah.
You taught me how to say no.
Yeah,
So,
and when somebody
but
says something, you cut it. When they say, "No, we'll just do that," and I look at them like, "Don't say that. Don't. No, let's just do
yeah, yeah.
this." No.
But yeah, and Daryl did a great job too. Uh, it was just, you know, it was breaking me from, just totally being the buddy all the time,
Yeah.
and being efficient at what I have to do and still be a buddy.
Right.
And sometimes that ain't easy.
No, it ain't
But
at all. And that's where you and I shine because you and I are probably the two least technically qualified tour managers or backstage people as I'm ever going to have on this podcast.
absolutely,
And
yeah,
because we didn't, it's just not our world, but we figured it out. And
absolutely,
same with me. I didn't know nothing, but all these people along the way that taught me a little bit, and I learned a little bit and figured it out. And I always say the best tour manager is not necessarily the best tour manager for everybody. Every act has its
yeah,
own set of needs and
yeah,
things that need to get done and how it needs to be handled. And I feel like we're more, I don't know the production side, but I know people, and we're both that way. We're
yeah,
people. We know how to
absolutely.
we know how to manage people.
Greatest
Uh,
greatest compliment I ever got from him, well, from Jamie, is he said, if I can't be there, I want that guy.
yep,
So
yep. That's
I
as good
mean,
as it gets.
that's as good as I can get, man.
Absolutely. What's your favorite venue to play these days, or ever?
Oh man, I'll tell you one I'd like to revisit, and I think about it every year, and I keep waiting for it to come up. Surf Ballroom. You ever play there?
Oh yeah, played it a few times
I
over
only
the
played
years.
there once.
I think
I
we've
only
only
played
been
there
there
once.
twice, maybe. And I got a shirt last
I
time because I
mean,
thought if we never come back, let me get a shirt in case we don't
yeah,
come back.
it's just one of those epic, really cool venues. I love that one. Um, Man, uh, seems like I love playing. We just did Floor's Country Store. God,
Yeah,
I love that place.
Yeah, you're about to do Billy Bob's. I love Billy
About to do
Bob's.
Billy Bob. I love Texas, man.
Yeah, me too.
Texas. I love to play
Me
Texas.
too. Me too.
Um, that's those are probably
Texas,
my
Oklahoma. I love
favorite.
all that out there, out
Yeah,
west. Yeah,
I have.
Tulsa, Kane's Ballroom in Tulsa.
Oh, that's a cool one too. Heck yeah, man. Love that spot.
Hell, what's the one the rave the Eagles Nest up in Milwaukee?
Yeah, man.
That's a cool
Yeah,
one.
that used to be a boys' club.
Yeah,
Got a big old pool in
huge.
the bottom of it, and right across the road is the ambassador where Jeffrey Dahmer cut them all up.
Right, it's crazy. Yeah, crazy big old venues. What
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull this up, and this is called Birthday Number One. This is the number one song in country music on the day you were born. Which today, for all transparency, here we're recording this on September 17th, which
Yeah.
in 1923, a young Hiram King Williams, aka Hank Williams, was born
Uh-huh.
into this world today. Happy birthday to the greatest one of all. They call Luke the Drifter.
Right.
And he's the one that started it for all of this we do, in my opinion, is Mr. Hank Williams. There was a lot of influences to get him where he had to go, but what we do now, it kind of all branches from the tree of Hank. What's I know it's 19. What year you born?
1972.
72 model. Got a
Yep.
few on me. What's what month and date? I should know
September
this.
26th. I'm about to
Oh,
have a birthday.
that's right. Those Virgos know how to get it done, buddy. I just had mine a couple days ago. I just hit 46 myself.
Yep. Yep. So it shifts over to Libra, I guess, because I'm a Libra.
Are you? Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I guess that's
Yeah,
towards
but
the end of
that's
the
all
month.
right, though.
Yeah, we close enough.
Yeah. Close enough.
Astrologically, whatever you want to call it.
That's
All
right.
right. So this is the number one song in country music on the day you were born.
All right.
So this is a fall day. It's late September. Bama probably just won a ball game. Bear
Absolutely.
Bryant just coached them boys on to another victory on that past Saturday. Your mom and daddy's down there in Birmingham thinking, man, we got to move on up to the country, but we got to get this little baby in this world acclimated before we move on back to the country.
Right.
I got this job. Mama said, okay, that sounds good. Well, here comes baby. A beautiful little baby boy. They going to call him Blake. They get him all swaddled up in the back of the pickup truck, and they're heading home to the little place over there in Birmingham. And they turn on the radio, and Lon Helms says, and today, the number one song in country music is, who do you think it was?
Oh, God.
It's a legend, too. I'll give you this. I'll give you a couple hints here. It's an absolute legend. Stage name was not his birth name. So it's a guy. I'll give you that. It's a guy. And he was born next door to us, but actually spent a lot of time down in Smith Station, Alabama, growing up, playing baseball. And
Charlie Pride?
no, that's a good one. Close. A little, I guess.
Charlie played baseball. Yeah.
Yep, this guy would be a little after that. Yeah, Charlie made it all the way up, was playing up in the pros up
Yeah,
in
he was,
Seattle
he
and
was.
Washington and stuff. This guy got part of his name from a town in Texas. They were leaving one town, going to another when he got his name. His last name is a town in Texas. He was born Harold Lloyd Jenkins. But one day after he got back, said this Harold Lloyd Jenkins was working for Rockabilly, but we got to get you a better name. And they were leaving Conway, Arkansas, heading to Twitty, Texas, and the birth of Conway Twitty was born. So I Can't Stop Loving You by Conway Twitty was the number one song in 1972 on September 26th. How about that?
That's awesome.
You got to play that one for Brandy as soon as we get done with this.
No doubt. No doubt. She was named after what was it? Brandy, you're a fine girl. What a good wife you'd be.
Yeah, Three Dog Night.
Yeah, she is named after that song. Her dad was a Vietnam vet and loved that song.
That's a great tune, man. Great sound. Oh, what a great,
Yeah.
great song. I never knew that. I say that anytime somebody says Brandy, that's the first thing that pops in my head.
Absolutely.
What a good wife you would be. You would be.
Thank God.
Yeah, I know, right.
I'd be dead without her.
Yeah, well, I Can't Stop Loving You by Conway Twitty was the number one song on your birthday. Now you've got that. Anytime somebody asks you or
Oh,
you need a little factoid, you say, hey, when I was born, Conway Twitty was singing I Can't Stop Loving
no
You is
doubt,
number one song in country music.
no doubt. When Emma was born, I Saw God Today was number one.
Oh,
So
wow.
I was like, and then following it was I'm Still Cleaning This Gun.
Good timing on that one.
That is. I was like, yeah,
Well, we've mentioned,
that's awesome. That's
yeah, no
cool.
doubt. I always love doing those. Those are always fun for everybody to have. We talked about a lot of big names throughout the show already today, but big number in your phone. Who would be somebody that even you, of all the people you've met, who's somebody you're still surprised that you have their number? That people would think, wow, that's interesting. You got their number.
Uh, uh,
I mean, we say daily, but he's probably calling you right now.
yeah. I mean, Daily, Kid Rock, Warren Haynes, uh, Ron White.
Ron White, that's another good one. Hey, I remember I thought about that when we were hanging out at Tracy's golf tournament several years ago. We were hanging out with Bobby and everybody. I was thinking, it was probably by design. We haven't done that many tours and shows together because, buddy, if me and you'd have been together, we'd have been hell, huh?
Oh, you
We can
know it.
work a room, buddy,
Yeah, we can.
and hang with anybody.
Any of them. And
Get it
they'll
done.
want to be with us. They'll want to be with us.
Oh, no doubt. All right. Well, the big question here I have every week that is usually really fun for everybody, and it makes you really think. Mount Rushmore of music, and it don't got to be just country, but if it is, that's fine too. But Mount Rushmore, you get 4 and an honorable mention. Who does Blake Harris, aka Wally the Handler, have on his Mount Rushmore of music?
Jeez. Um. All right. So, I mean, I've got to go. I mean, I was raised on Alabama music. I mean, Alabama. You with
The
me?
the 20 something time in a row group of the year. I mean, there was nobody ever as big or as good as Alabama.
Alabama.
Alabama's, I
I
mean, you
mean,
can't,
raised up on. I
as good as
mean,
it gets.
I mean, 57,000. What?
57
No,
million records.
57 million. See, I can't count.
Yeah.
57 million albums sold.
At that point, yeah. Another couple
Yeah,
billion
I
straight.
mean,
Alabama's so good.
was
They
up
had
to
so many
thousands.
good songs, and they're from right up the road where you're from.
Absolutely. I was just raised up on it. Alabama, and I mean, got to go with Willie. Got to go with Merle. Um, I mean, going with Keith Whitley, and my honorable mentions, Tom Petty.
Wow. That's a strong list. I mean, that covers a lot of ground there. That's as good as it
I
gets.
mean, man, Tom Petty, Lee, Tom Petty. He don't want to ride around and listen to Tom Petty right now.
Who wouldn't go to that show if they had a show where Willie, Tom Petty, Alabama, Merle Haggard, and Keith Whitley were all doing this package
No
show
doubt,
together?
bro.
Oh, oh, as good as it gets. As
No
good as
doubt.
it gets.
I,
Well,
I I can't run off without saying I love your T-shirt. And
tell
I
us the
gave you
story. Tell us the story about this shirt.
that. I made a batch of T-shirts for Jamie's 40th birthday, and he walked into some party, and I don't know. He's smarter than most of us, so he wrote that on a "Hello, my name is" and stuck it on him upside down. And then, of course, it says asshole. So he wanted he wanted that on the back of his truck in case it was ever turned over upside down in a ditch. We'd know it was him. So he's just, I mean, that's just something he came up with. So I put those on T-shirts, and I mean, everybody's like, "What does that mean?" So when you turn it over, it says asshole. It was Jamie's 40th birthday gift. There's only a few of those. I'm glad you got one.
Absolutely. Me too, brother. And I got my country
Yeah,
Cadillac
you
tour
did.
hat on from the
Man, that's the
Jamie
most
Johnson.
fun I've ever had on the road right there.
How good was that every night?
Oh, I love me some Randy Houser. That old boy right there can sing.
I'm telling you, he don't get near enough love, man. He's so good. If
No,
in a
he doesn't.
real world, people like him would be the biggest star in our business, you know.
Man, how has that guy not just everybody's
Yep.
just
Unreal.
unreal? He is unreal. So if you're not listening to Hauser, you ought to be.
Yeah, and he
Note to self.
note to self, better download you some Randy Houser albums. Yeah, and
Note to self.
he covers a lot of ground too, man. I mean, he's just got it's so good.
Yeah, he does.
So
He's
good.
great.
Well, buddy, I'm going to cut you loose, and we'll do this again soon. Thank you so much. We've been over here over 2 hours. This has been
Man,
an
I've had a
amazing
ball.
ride.
I didn't mean to hold you that long.
No, I'm glad we did it. This was great. I've been wanting to do this, and we barely even got scratched the surface. We could go for another 2 if
We could go another 2.
And just for so everybody out there knows how the business, when we get done with this, we're actually going to talk shop about some production stuff that they're using on tour that we might use on tour next year, and we're going to do some real work talk after that. I'm not going to record that. We'll keep that to us. Y'all don't want it to be a little too boring. But usually I cut my guests loose first, but I know Wally will love hearing this. I'm going to go ahead and read my passage out of this week's passage out of my Charlie Daniels book, Let's All Make the Day Count, the Everyday Wisdom of Charlie Daniels. Because I thought this is the one I opened it up to today, and it just is very fitting. So if Wally doesn't mind, I'm going to keep you on and let us hear this out. All right, number 37, the company we keep. Your eyes light up your inward being. A pure eye lets sunshine into your soul. A lustful eye shuts out the light and plunges you into darkness. Matthew 6:22-23. It is said that we are judged by the company we keep. While I do not question the validity of that statement, I think the implications are pretty broad. In business or other purposes, most of us are forced to be around people and groups we certainly have no desire to assimilate into. It's only when you begin to emulate these people, become part of their crowd, and do the things they do that the trouble starts. How many serious drug habits have been started by running with the wrong crowd? Practically 100%. But in so many cases, nobody forces someone to try the first time. The Bible says that the eye is the light of the body. If that light is darkness, how deep can that darkness be? It took me a long time to understand this passage of Scripture. I comprehended it to mean that when we continue to let darkness into our eyes, it has a cumulative effect, and before long, it tries to control us. How many serious pornography habits have begun with leaving certain TV channels on just a little too long until it becomes regular watching? But nobody stops you from changing the channels. We willingly let into our consciousness will eventually determine the course of our lives. Good and evil are both perceived by the same eye. But what we let in and what we shut out is up to us. Guard your eyes, your tongue, and your temper, and most everything else will fall into place. Let's all make the day count.
That's great.
It's as good as it gets every day. As good as it gets. Buddy, I love you, brother. Thank you.
I love you too.
I hope to see y'all soon. If not out on the road, y'all come down and visit us. Come stay with us whenever y'all have a break or whatever, and we'll get together soon. But we're going to stay on here and chit-chat. But for everybody out there in podcast world, I'm JR the Handler. That's Wally the Handler, and you've been listening to the JR the Handler Show today. I appreciate you tuning in every week. Like, rate, subscribe, share with a friend. Spread the love, pass it along to somebody you might think enjoy it. 424-HANDLER if you want to leave us a voicemail, comments, all that good stuff at JR the Handler. Thanks again. We'll see y'all next week.